Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Trevor Lane, joined by Donnie Freeman. It's Game 7. The two greatest words in the English language. Game 7. Thunder, Nuggets. Let's go. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is live over on Playback right now, as well as my X account and, of course, the Basketball Bulletin, our YouTube channel, which we are thrilled with the growth that we've seen there on that channel, the response that we've gotten to it. So we decided to do a live play-by-play and reaction here on the Basketball Bulletin YouTube channel. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Donnie, I am fired up for this game. I am so ready to go, and I know you're excited for this one too.
Yeah, it should be a pretty crazy game. Also, Gordon, how about him trying to give it a go today? You know, I talked about it. I was like, man, I don't think he should give it a go. It looked pretty bad, but kudos to him. Hopefully he comes out and is able to play and just doesn't make it any worse, right?
Yeah, that's the big thing. 3 Theory, what's up? See you into there. Checking in over on Playback. You know, that's the big thing though with Aaron Gordon. It's I don't want to see it get worse. I mean, it's a grade 2. I'm amazed that he's played. Steph Curry was out a week plus with a grade 1 hamstring strain. This is a grade 2. He could make this worse. I'm nervous for Aaron. I credit Aaron Gordon some guts to be out there playing in this one. I'm nervous for him though too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole thing I'm looking forward to is just him again exiting this game healthy, win or lose. But I'm sure he's got to be on a bunch of like painkillers and all types of medicine today just to get out there. Like it's kind of crazy that he's even out there. Like you were saying, Steph missed a week. There was a report early this morning from Sham saying it was in doubt, and decided to still give it a go, man. Game 7.
It reminds me a little bit of Anthony Davis in 2021 with the groin injury.
Oh yeah,
and going out there and trying to play through it against Phoenix, and then he got hurt again mid-game, and that was it. That's I could see, and I hope that's not where we ultimately wind up here with Aaron Gordon. But credit to him for trying to gut it out. He is so important. There's not a ton of depth on this team, although Julian Strawther did have the Julian Strawther game last game. There's not a ton of depth on this Nuggets team, so Aaron Gordon being out would be a huge loss because not only is he a fantastic player, but there's not a ton of depth behind him. So I give him credit for trying to give it a go, but this is going to be something to keep an eye on all game long. The crowd there in OKC, this is going to be next level. This what people complain about the Lakers and how muted the crowd was at Crypto.com Arena. That will not be the case there in OKC. I think the crowd factor is going to be significant in this game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, they're going to get behind the team the second that they go on a run. It's going to get loud as heck in there. So that's going to matter. But, you know, I will say the Nuggets have been there, done that. They've got a team full of guys that have done that before. And, you know, if they play well, they can overcome that. We'll see what happens. But
how do you feel about that? You've got kind of the veteran Nuggets side that has won a championship with this core, has been in all the big games. The Thunder, they looked too young, not ready for the playoffs last year and got bounced. They do have some experience, but not the same level as what Denver has. How does that play out in this? Is it the experience of the Nuggets that will win the day, or is it I think maybe the better team, but younger team in the Thunder?
Yeah, I would say that it could go either way. It's a game 7. You never really know. But typically I feel more comfortable with the veterans that know what to expect and stuff like that. And OKC has some of those guys like a Caruso, like a Hardenstein, some of these guys that have been in the playoffs before. And I would expect them to win this. I would expect OKC to win. But again, you never really know. It's game 7.
Sky Falcon chimes in on the Basketball Bulletin YouTube channel, said J-Dub needs a big game or he's going to Milwaukee.
Yeah, he had one good game, right? The others were all clunkers, really bad.
If the Thunder in front of their home crowd, a game 7, which is typically won by the home team, the odds are heavy in the favor of the home team. I think they're 8.5-point favorites. The Thunder are right now. If the Thunder do not win this one, significant change could be coming this summer. I wonder if that would push the Thunder to get in on the Giannis sweepstakes. And by the way, I put a video out earlier this morning on the Basketball Bulletin YouTube channel, updating everybody on what's going on with Giannis and this big decision that we're waiting for that is coming middle of this week. We'll find out. Does he ask out of Milwaukee or does he say, I'm going to stay? Personally, I think he's asking out. But and if that happens, it's going to be the summer of Giannis.
Yeah, for sure. And if he sees them lose this, he may say, oh, get me to OKC. Who knows?
Yeah, he says I could help you.
Exactly.
So the Nuggets win the opening tip. Christian Braun controls it here. Jokic is going to have to be a big game. Donnie, can we change the voting on the MVP award so the winner of this game gets the MVP?
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. I'm surprised they didn't give it out before the game at least. Because somebody, like, say it's Jokic and they lose, or it's Shea and they lose, somebody's going to be like, this is great, but we lost. So.
Right, exactly. Christian Braun opens the scoring with a little push shot there in the paint. Nice find by Jokic. Here comes the Thunder on their first possession. They go through Chet Holmgren, Aaron Gordon defending him. They're going to put him in pick and roll. We're going to be keeping an eye on Gordon. How spry is he? Early foul there on Porter Jr., who got caught in a switch dealing with Hartenstein in the post. Thunder ball, 14 seconds on the clock, sideline out of bounds.
You need a big game today from MPJ also. Been very up and down as well. They thankfully have got good production from Gordon and some other guys throughout the series, but they need him today.
Fair to note, he's been injured, dealing with that shoulder injury, but they need something out of him today, big time, if they're gonna win this game. Chet Holmgren thought about the three on the drive, gets into the paint, spins. Nice move, very smooth there. Chet Holmgren, the spin and the finish over Porter Jr. with the left. And a Brown on the drive. Brown to the man. Oh. Christian Braun. 4 points all for Christian Braun. Throw it down. The Thunder is dunk on the Thunder.
He got on the trampoline, man. My God. Out of nowhere.
Thunder's defense has got to be a lot better than that. I know they're worried about the other weapons on Denver. Good drive there by J-Dub. Oh, good follow by Hartenstein for the tip dunk, and we're tied at 4 with 10:30 to play in the first quarter. Just underway here in this one. Happy to see y'all jumping in on the YouTube channel, over on the Basketball Bulletin, as well as here on Playback and X. Christian Braun into the post. Jokic, his first shot of the game. Yep, the reverse, too easy.
Way too easy. He doesn't have enough in the back pocket there. Jokic just put him under the rim.
Yeah, Chet cannot stay in front of him there. Jokic is going to... Lou Dort for 3. No, long on that one. Yeah, Jokic, way too big, way too strong for Chet in the post. Jokic has
I love those inverted pick and rolls they run.
Oh, that was brilliant. Oh, that was insane. The behind the back pass from Jokic. No, but there's the follow that we've been talking about. There's Michael Porter Jr. making an impact. Offensive rebound, puts it up and in, and we've got an early timeout from OKC. 8-4, Nuggets lead.
That was an impressive sequence. Jokic with a crazy behind the back pass. And then Murray had a layup. But still, they got something out of it. But I was saying I really like those inverted pick and rolls they do, where Murray comes up and sets the screen for Jokic.
Yeah. Is Jokic the best passer in the NBA?
There's a couple guys, but if you told me Jokic, I wouldn't argue with you.
Yeah, he's certainly
there's
up
a
there.
few guys like Trey, Hallie, but they're not on the same tier. And then also the Laker guys, I think LeBron. They could be on the same tier, but it's mostly Jokic.
Warren said, with a super chat over on YouTube, said, the channel is growing. I'm happy for you. All the best. I'm originally a Lakers Nation fan. Well, thank you, Warren. We appreciate you being here. This is,
you.
An outlet where we can cover the entire NBA in the way that we want to, beyond just kind of in the Lakers sphere of things. And so we've been extremely thrilled with what we've seen here. But Donnie, I am in mid-season form. I have once again on the YouTube side forgot to switch over to the stat sheet once the game started. There we go.
Oh, was it just zoomed on us the whole time?
No, it was just on like the info screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we look right now, it's 8.
Game, huh?
Right. Well, it could wind up being that. Right now, I think the Nuggets are just scoring too easily. And this is, the Thunder, they have the best defensive rating in the playoffs. They have the best defensive rating in the NBA, the best defensive team we've ever seen. And yet right now, the Nuggets don't look like they're struggling too much to score the ball. They're 4 of 5 shooting, and their one miss turned into an offensive rebound. Their only miss of the game became an offensive rebound. That's not a great start for OKC.
Yeah, offensive rebound and putback.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've gotten some great looks. They've been just kind of carving them up so far. Yeah. So we'll see what adjustments they come out with.
Question over on Playback said, do you think the Lakers keep the same coaching staff? I do. I coming off of what I think, despite the playoff struggles, let's call it, I thought was a successful season for the coaching staff. So I don't think they switch things up going into next year. They're going to want consistency to continue building with this group.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And maybe you see some other like periphery changes to the coaching staff. Some guys you don't really see as much, but I think the main, front of the bench guys are going to still be there.
Well, we know there's going to be a new strength and conditioning coach coming. We know that. It's somebody that's going to hold the players accountable. Who are they talking about there?
I don't know, but they keep on cycling that position, so something's going on with that position.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, to be fair, like strength and conditioning, you can try to hold the players accountable, but these guys got their own teams. Like if you're talking about Luka, LeBron, these guys got their own teams they work with. So
they do. But JJ, I mean, he called out players at the end there, right? At the end of the season about needing to be in better shape and all of that. So obviously a lot of people are going to talk about Luka, but I honestly think it's a bit of Austin as well.
Well, yeah, it's Austin. It could be a little bit of Rui too. I mean,
sure.
it could be all these guys. If the thing is that, like, if JJ deems championship shape to be, I'm going to play 5 guys for 45 minutes a game, and you got to live with it, then everybody needs to get in better shape, right?
For sure. If you're only going to play 5 guys, everybody has to be a marathon runner at that point. Daniel said, Trev, I'm a Lakers fan, but watching the Nuggets has been so fun and stress-free. Joker is amazing. Nuggets in 2025. Donnie, do you have a preference on who wins this game as a Lakers fan?
I kind of want to see OKC go, but I wouldn't be upset either way.
Yeah.
My only thing is I don't necessarily want to see Minnesota go the distance by chance. And I feel like they've got a better chance of doing that against Denver, especially with the Aaron Gordon injury.
They match up well, yeah.
And they just match up so well, and they've had their number over the last couple of years. So that's what I would be concerned about. But, don't really have – it's stress-free either way because the Lakers are out, so.
And the Lakers, Brown again for 3. SGA hit a pull-up jumper to stop the bleeding for OKC. And then we got a Brown 3, and now right back the other way, Hartenstein gets the dunk. This is an all-star. What happened? Game 7 is supposed to be all nerves and teams are struggling to score. No, this is an all-star game. Defense not required.
No, yeah, but that was a big shot by Braun. He just pulled up and ripped it.
I will admit, I am more on the side of OKC in this one. I also wonder if the winner of this game wins the championship, if that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, what I'll say is that this potential Final Four, Final 5 teams at this point is really interesting. I wouldn't have picked these teams to be the ones towards the end, but this is going to be a fun championship either way.
We had a Lou Dort missed 3 there. Good find there by Brown. Jokic fouled at the rim. It's 11-8. Nuggets lead right now. Free throws coming for Nikola Jokic. 8:25 to play in the first, and we've seen a ton of action already.
Braun is having an out-of-body experience right now. He came ready to play.
The Christian Braun game. He said, hey, Julian Strawther got it last time. This is going to be my day.
Yeah, I like him, though. I think he did a great job stepping into that starting 2-guard role for them and replacing some of that, what KCP was, providing them. I think the real issue with that team is that they just keep losing players and not replacing their salary slot and their depth, right? So they got thinner and thinner over the last couple of years, but I think Braun's been developed nicely and stepped in well.
Well, that's the new CBA, right? Making the Nuggets make some difficult choices, like we saw with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Holmgren for 3, in and out. Boy, Aaron Gordon is not moving well out there. He barely could jump after that rebound. He was managed to get it, but he does not look particularly mobile out there right now.
I'm going to see more of a fundamental old man game from him today.
Yeah.
Floor bound. We say this, he's going to throw something down to it in a second.
Again for Brown, no, can't hit that one. But the offensive rebound to Porter Jr. on the long bounce. Here's Jokic, the handoff to Porter Jr. He had the 3, doesn't take it, crosses over, has Hartenstein defending, moves the ball. 5 on the clock now. Brown's going to have to do something with it. Into Jokic, 1, and he gets fouled, bailed out.
That was a bailout.
0.6 on the clock. They bail out Jokic.
Oh, that was that was kind of a bailout. I'm not going to lie.
Dort, why are you reaching there? Did he foul him?
Yeah, well,
let's see. Does he get arm? Yeah, he got arm.
Bailout doesn't mean he didn't get fouled.
No.
He didn't get fouled.
That just means that he was in a position where he was going to have to take a very difficult shot, and then you lost your defensive focus for a moment and reached when you shouldn't have.
0.6 on the clock.
Gosh.
Crazy.
And that was a good defensive possession for the Thunder. I thought they did a really nice job. Their rotations were on point. They were where they needed to be. They made things tough on Denver, and not the way that Coach Daigneault want to see the Thunder finish that possession.
Yeah. SimCity said, "Can you even rest Gordon at all this game? It'll probably be worse for the injury if he cools down." That's a legitimate thing. I think he'll probably be on the bike back
on there. The bike. Yeah.
I'm more concerned about him. If they win this, like going forward.
Yeah. If they get into the next round, then what does that look like? He's probably out, I would imagine, but we'll see if he can get this out. Dort looking for a call by running into Gordon, doesn't get it. I kind of like that was a no call there.
Yeah.
Here's Gordon with the ball. Let's see how well he can move with it. Pulls up for three. No, in and out.
It's a good look.
Yeah. 14-8, Denver lead. Here's SGA, throws the lob, throws it just a little too high. Hartenstein controls it, though. Kicks out, J-Dub for three, no. And the rebound, last touch by J-Dub, and it's going to be Nuggets ball. 7:07 to play in the first. 14-8, Denver lead.
You need Porter to box out on that.
There we go. I'll adjust it there so everybody can see the score.
Aaron
Gordon, offensive rebound, but he fumbles it away. Yeah, he just can't move well enough there. Had the offensive rebound, but then turned it over. SGA coming down the other way. Trying to back down Murray. Kicks out. Wallace on the drive. Wallace, little floater. No, short arms it. Maybe some nerves there.
Yeah, definitely. The alligator armed it.
I like him a lot, too. He's a good player, but bad shot on that one. Jokic has the ball up top, gets it out to Brown, right back to Jokic. Jokic, no, but gets the whistle. More free throws coming for Nikola Jokic. Yeah,
that's one thing about OKC though, is that they foul a lot.
Jokic is already 4 free throw attempts, so this is going to be 5 and 6 at the line for Jokic. OKC does foul a lot. They're one of the higher fouling teams in the NBA, but they use that to their advantage. They foul so much, they just kind of buy into, well, the refs aren't going to call them all, and so we're going to be super aggressive and super physical.
Yep, absolutely. But that was a nice little give and go.
Yeah. 15-8 right now with another free throw coming to Jokic after he makes the first. Oh, a comment here. Mars said, hope OKC loses, so KD goes back to OKC. That's the only way KD can save his career. We talked about Giannis going to OKC if OKC loses. What if they go after KD and he gets to finish his career where it started? Well, I mean, technically it started in Seattle, but with that organization.
I can see that happening. That'd be interesting.
Our old friend Alex Caruso takes and misses the three. J-Dub tries to get the offensive tip, can't. Here comes Jokic the other way. I think it would make some sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would make sense for KD. It would make sense for the Thunder. And there's Christian Brown. Christian Brown, the two-man game with Nikola Jokic. Alex Caruso on the drive, kicks it out. 18-8 now, Denver lead. Thunder crowd getting a little nervous. And SGA says, I got this. Scores the layup.
Yeah, well, if Christian Brown's going to keep playing like this, they're going to win this game.
Yeah. They're getting this kind of production out of him. Jokic over the top. Aaron Gordon and one. Not very explosive. Wow. I don't know if you could have slid a piece of paper under his foot there when he jumped, but
floor bound.
He got the and one.
Yeah, very floor bound shot.
But he got it in. Aaron Gordon and 20-10. Denver lead. This vaunted Thunder defense so far not able to get stops.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the three-point play completed. Right now, Denver is shooting 58% from the field.
Yeah, Denver's been leveraging their size a lot in some of these mismatches and stuff like that. So,
taking advantage of it. And Williams turns it over. Here comes Murray in transition. Murray to Porter Jr. to Brown. Good close out there by Alex Caruso. What a defensive pest.
The bald eagle right there.
Look at that.
Pushing.
And a travel. Alex Caruso, one of the best defensive guards in the NBA, forces the turnover.
Yeah. Did you know Caruso actually has one of the best defensive box plus minuses ever?
He does. He's incredible.
Like it's like top 6 ever.
So I don't know what the Lakers were thinking. It's so dumb. And we all knew it at the time, too, when they let him go. What a terrible decision that was.
The craziest thing about it is he offered to give a discount.
Yep. And they still said, no, thanks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane. Caruso out to Wallace. Wallace for three, in and out. Jokic the rebound. Here's Aaron Gordon with the ball up top.
You got to get back to Jokic.
But then Jokic is looking to set the screen for Gordon. The Thunder are trying to figure out what they need to do right now. Yeah, there you go. That's a great timeout.
Yeah.
That is a great time out there by Adelman. The Thunder were clearly confused, or the Nuggets were confused on what they wanted on the offensive end. And the coach saw it, immediately called timeout, said, let's regroup and we'll get this fixed. Very, very smart timeout there because that possession was going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, he had Caruso on him. That's just get your big butt in the post. But they're trying to run something. It just wasn't connecting the right way. So good timeout.
Adelman still has that interim tag. He is the interim head coach. They win this game. They need to just remove interim from the title, right? I mean, as an interim head coach, you get a team to the West Finals. No, you're the coach. That's it. You're the coach. Let's quit messing around.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. And I thought he deserved it a while ago. You know, we were talking about the Lakers. I thought they should have seriously considered him. I don't know that they did, but I thought they should have.
I agree. I agree. You know what? He's been known as one of the bright young minds in the sport for a number of years now. So, I think he should have been under consideration. Not that I think Lakers fans should be upset with JJ Redick. I thought JJ coached a very, very good season. Obviously, the playoffs were a different story, but credit to Adelman. I think he's doing a nice job here with this Denver side. Change the vibe of the team. So a lot of question marks about, should they have fired Mike Malone with 3 games left in the regular season? The results are saying they got what they wanted, that things have changed for Denver and they're finding ways to be successful. Yeah,
absolutely. I agree with you. And they've really adjusted to it in a short amount of time, right?
Yeah. So right now the Thunder, they're down 21-10, but they are also shooting 33% from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, and no free throw attempts. I can't imagine that's going to continue all game. I think the Thunder are going to come roaring back sooner rather than later. If they let me go out on a limb here, Donnie. If the Thunder shoot 33% from 3 and 33% from the field and 0% from 3, they're going to lose this game.
That's a hot take if I've ever heard one.
Hot take here on the Basketball Bulletin.
I would imagine that you're right. I agree with you.
Let's see. Somebody said, in the Avant Trader said, in the playoffs, OKC has looked nothing like the regular season. I agree. I've been disappointed with what we've seen out of OKC in the playoffs. They have not been the same quality that we saw during the regular season.
Yeah. Some of the guys have been like, for example, Jalen, he's been doing his Jalen Green impression in this round.
Yeah.
Shai's also he's been good in this round, but he was kind of quiet in the first round. They've just kind of, Chet's looked like he's not ready for the moment sometimes. It's just kind of been all over the place for them. And I have to wonder if they're not just a year away,
Yeah. I mean, they could be, but they got experience in the playoffs last year, and they were so good. I mean, they're a historically good regular season team.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
What was that, the second round that they lost in to the Mavs?
Yep. Okay. Yep. Tyler said OKC may need to blow it up if they can't win this.
No.
I wouldn't go that far. Blow it up. They've got so many young pieces. Now, do you need to go get a veteran maybe that can do some things for you? Maybe.
I think
but blow it up.
I think need a legit. Yeah, I think they need a legit number 2 though. If one thing is that Jalen is showing that he's not ready for that yet. Maybe he's going to be a number 3 guy ultimately, but I think they need a legit number 2 guy to be behind Shai. It is nice that they've got a carousel of guys, and maybe that's Chet eventually, but he's not that yet. Not in the playoffs yet.
Now, if you're OKC, do you just buy and Jamal Murray? Oh, speaking of Chet, Jamal Murray just got blocked by Chet Holmgren. Do you just buy that you were one of those guys, either J-Dub or Chet will organically become that, or do you go get that?
They could. Do you have time to wait for it if you want to?
Yeah. Another missed 3 there by Alex Caruso, and Russell Westbrook checks in and gets the rebound.
Look at that speed. Oh, okay. Never mind.
But good defense there. Yeah. Knocked out of bounds. 21-10. Nuggets lead, but again, still early. 4:13 to play in the first quarter here. I think Russell Westbrook is going to matter a lot for this game. For either team, Russell Westbrook is either going to win this game for the Thunder or win this game for the Nuggets. I just don't know which. Watson gets fouled. Another foul call on the Thunder, and now Peyton Watson go to the free throw line. No free throws yet for OKC, and this is going to be free throws 9 and 10 for Denver.
Wow.
And the Thunder are 0 for 6 from behind the arc. And the free throw missed. Gotta imagine, SimCity said, gotta imagine they try to flip J-Dub and some of their firsts for a star this offseason if OKC loses. I mean, that would probably be the Giannis package or something for this group.
That would be interesting. I would pull the trigger.
And you could even use Hartenstein's contract. Both free throws missed there by Watson, by the way. You could use Hartenstein's contract as well, which it was kind of created in order to eventually use it as a trade chip at some point.
Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit overpaid, but
no, he definitely is. But they knew what they were doing with that too.
Yeah.
There was the block at the rim. Now Wallace throws the lob.
Nice.
Chet Holmgren throws it down. Baseline dunk. A little energy now for OKC. Let's see if they can build on that.
Look at Caruso is on him again. That's just must be the assignment.
God, look at that defense from Caruso just swarming. Caruso and Wallace in the backcourt together is just an insane defense.
Yeah, but Brown also should have got that ball to Jokic.
Definitely. Wiggins now.
But they've got
a little bit of a zone there
with this grouping that they have here too.
Yeah. Wiggins there misses on the cut. Here's Westbrook with the ball. And Denver went zone, and they've done that a bit against the Thunder for a bit of success. There's a turnover there. Chet Holmgren behind the back. Chet to the rim. Chet, no.
He almost did it though. Oh.
Everything but the finish.
Yeah.
$1 million move, 10-cent finish.
Finally gave Jokic the ball. My God.
And Jokic being defended by Caruso, drops it off to Westbrook, who kicks out to Brown, back to Jokic. Look at Caruso pestering Jokic.
Well, he needs to get by the rim instead of on the three-point line.
Westbrook misses the three, and here comes Wallace the other way to Wiggins. Back to Wallace, throws it down. Defense to offense. OKC coming alive. 21-14.
Them young boys getting transition.
They
scored in 0.5 seconds, man.
That's the payoff, man. That's the reward for playing stingy defense like that. You get to get out and run and have some fun.
Yep.
Look at that. God, the way Wallace and Caruso are switching that. Insane. And another turnover. No, Jokic gets it back, but misses. And Thunder ball.
Man, they're just getting sped up now. On the perimeter, their guys are getting sped up due to the defense.
Wallace and Caruso in the backcourt together is causing problems for Denver.
Yeah, Denver's just getting absolutely sped up. Oh, that was way too easy.
SGA. Oh, misses the easy one. The little 5-foot floater. Can't hit it. Here comes Denver the other way. Christian Brown.
These guys don't know how to throw an entry pass. My God.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Caruso fronting Jokic, and they can't give him the ball. But Russell Westbrook knocks down the corner three.
I mean, you just throw that over Caruso's head, right? There's nobody between Jokic and the basket.
And that's where
just like that.
Oh, another baseline lob dunk for Chet Holmgren. That's where the post entry pass. It's a lost art in this day and age, Donnie.
They don't know how to throw it at all. No. I'm not expecting Jokic to turn around and catch a lob, but he could catch it over and just lay it right up.
Oh, that's a dunk for Shaq every day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All day, every day.
Like Caruso running him ridiculous.
Yeah, Caruso defending Murray.
Ooh,
Murray into the paint, scores a nice take there by Murray. Got one on Caruso there.
His first 2 points of the night.
And here's Caruso bench, open for three. AC3.
Ooh.
Alex Caruso knocking it down. 26-19. Thunder getting it going here a bit.
That's the Caruso. Get it right.
That's it. That's it. The Caruso.
It's been a while since I've been able to say that.
Westbrook thought about the corner three again. You know, he's not bad when he's shooting corner threes. It's the other ones that he's not so good at. And a bad turnover there by Denver. Once again, they can't make the entry pass into the post.
They can't get the ball to the rim. They can't.
Alex Caruso has changed this game.
Absolutely.
26-19, Nuggets lead. 23 seconds left in the first. SGA being defended by Brown. SGA on the drive into the paint, kicks out wide open. Corner three for Holmgren. No, in and out. Oh, but no box out, and Wiggins lays it up and in on the tip. Wow, terrible there by Denver. No box out at all. 26-21. OKC lives. Jokic, 2 tough shot put fade away.
Oh my God.
I'm used to seeing those go in 100% of the time, Tommy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
26-21, and the Thunder have come back to life here. OKC still just at 13% from three, 39% from the field, but 4 offensive rebounds to help them out, and 4 turnovers for the Denver Nuggets in the first quarter compared to just 1 for OKC. Denver also shooting just 2 for 7 from behind the arc. This is the idea that Denver was going to run away with this that we had for a moment. Yeah, I think that's pretty much gone. This is going to be a game from here on out.
Yep, it's a game now for sure.
It's a game.
A little bit to wake up, but they're here now.
DJ asks, would you trade Austin Reeves for Alex Caruso?
I want to say yes so bad. But I think the age piece matters.
Caruso's 31.
Yeah, I think that matters. It's not that AR is a spring chicken, but he's still a few years younger.
Yeah, he's what, 26, 27?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd be mostly okay with it though, especially on a team with Luka Doncic.
I think Caruso is in a vacuum the better fit. Yeah. But giving up Austin is certainly the better offensive player by leaps and bounds. That said, Caruso's the better defensive player by leaps. The most frustrating thing is the Lakers didn't even have to choose between the two of them. You could have both of them right now easily.
Yeah, Caruso's great, man. Like I said, he's one of the best defenders ever in the playoffs.
He's been fantastic.
Like he's really made something out of his career for sure. The way he worked to get here. I would love Caruso.
I might do it. It's so tough though.
It's tough. The only reason I would say no is because the age piece. But on a team with Luka, I think Caruso is perfect. He's also been able to shoot the ball better. And I think he would be a really nice 2-guard, off-ball guard, backup guard, whatever on a team with Luka. So
yeah. Easy Peasy said Caruso guards Jokic better than any recent Lakers player, which is insane because Caruso's a guard.
Some of that's also just the swarming around. Like what they're really going to do is that if they get the ball to Jokic, they're going to converge on him.
Yep.
And all that stuff. Like we're talking about how they're able to get him the ball by throwing better entry passes. That's like partially true. But the other piece is that the whole defense would shift to focus on Jokic if he were to get the ball.
The Thunder's defense has been doing a nice job.
Yeah, and then they're playing guys that are unreliable shooters out there around him, which is allowing for them to take that space away also. So.
Yeah. Andrew said no Keith Smith. No, Keith isn't on this one. Maybe we'll have him on a future one. Caruso's the best non-big defender in the league. He very well may be.
Very well could be.
LaDon said, Trevor, I haven't gotten over my Denver hate, or I have gotten over my Denver hate. I am actively cheering for a Westbrook ring, which means Denver wins. It wasn't Russ's fault. It was a bad fit. As far as with the Westbrook and the Lakers, it was a combination of things. It was the fit and the contract. There was those two things. Whereas if he's making $3.5 million, it's a totally different story because you have a very different team around him as compared to Westbrook making $47 million. It's the fit and the contract that was a problem. But Donnie, once Boston got eliminated, from a Lakers fan perspective, it was like there was a weight off my shoulder. Like if Denver wins it, I'm not going to lose sleep if Denver wins it. Mm-hmm. At that point, when Boston went out, it became a stress-free remainder of the playoffs for me.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
J-Dub gets a little running layup there, and now it's just a 3-point Denver lead with 11:30 to play in the second. And there's another turnover for Denver. Here comes SGA. and it's a 1-point game. Wow. That fast, this whole game has changed. 26-25, Denver lead. Christian Braun on the drive. Kicks it out. Watson for three. No.
Okay.
The Thunder can take the lead.
That was a nice hesitation.
Yeah, very nice. SGA, though, can't score. The Thunder, yeah, somebody said defensive playmaking is OKC's superpower. Oh, and one. J-Dub, the Thunder take the lead. 27-26 with a free throw coming.
That's a big-time shot for him to keep that control, knock it down, get to the line, take the lead. Maybe he'll finally wake up from here.
He might. Got contact, gets the finish. The Thunder, they're getting it done, though, with defense. It's these stops that's allowing their offense to thrive because they're getting into, at the very least, semi-transition, and they're starting to get some easy buckets.
Yeah, they changed around the coverages. They that's where, like, you know, the Nuggets weren't sure what they were supposed to be doing. That timeout was called, all that stuff. But ever since then, it's been all OKC. Getting in transition, stopping them on the defensive side, all that stuff.
And J-Dub misses the free throw. 27-26 Thunder lead. We're just at the beginning here of the second quarter. Jamal Murray gets the screen. But, man, like, what's the point of that screen? You go from having Lou Dort on you to having Wallace on you.
Look how far out they are. They're operating like 3-4 feet behind the line.
Yep. And they still can't get any space.
They can't.
And there's a bad turnover for Denver. Just a bad pass behind Westbrook. Westbrook wasn't ready for it. This Thunder defense is locking down.
Absolutely. While the Nuggets are just giving up lanes.
Yep. There's J-Dub on the drive, misses, but Hartenstein finishes with the dunk. 29-26. Thunder lead 8-0 in the second quarter. We played a minute and a half, and it's an 8-0 Thunder run. Denver's got to change some things up here really quickly. Game changed after that timeout halfway through the first quarter. Yeah, especially when they put their pesky defensive guards in there. Caruso came in, Wallace came in. They have made it so difficult for Denver to get anything going offensively. They forced turnovers, and that's where the Thunder thrive. When they can get stops, the Thunder can be extremely, extremely dangerous. 6 turnovers already in the game for Denver. This is how you lose, by the way, to OKC. Have a high turnover rate, and right now Denver with 6 turnovers already. And we still have, 10 minutes to play, 10 and a half minutes to play in the half. That's way too bad. Denver needed to finish this game with like 12 turnovers total, if that. And they've already got 6, and we still have a big chunk of basketball to play before the end of the half. That's not great if you're a Nuggets fan.
Look at the Nuggets really quick. Look at the Nuggets plus minuses. It's kind of crazy.
Peyton Watson, Russell Westbrook, and Julian Strawther. Watson, Westbrook, -14. Strawther, -8. As soon as they went to the bench, everything fell apart.
And Jokic is a +5.
And look at Aaron Wiggins, +14. Wallace, +9. Caruso, +3. Man.
That's crazy. As soon as they went to the bench, they got beat.
What a run. I need a 7-game series between the Wolves and the Thunder. We very well may get that.
Yeah, that's probable.
Yeah.
With them being the home team, higher seed, healthier team, I think there's just a lot in their favor. So I wouldn't like it. I think the smart money's on them.
On what? OKC?
Yeah.
In a Wolves matchup? Yeah.
Oh, no, in this game.
Oh, in this game. Yeah, for sure. Hot take here from Ryu Ken Hadouken. Said Rob said Rob,
never do that again, Trevor.
Why? Come on. Do you know how? You don't know. When Street Fighter 2 came out, it changed my life. That game was amazing. That was insane.
It was so funny hearing you actually have a reference to something like that.
Oh my God. That game. Whew. That was the first video game I was like addicted to like that. Oh my God. Could not get enough Street Fighter 2. Rob isn't a good GM. He lucked into a lot of things. Think of everyone he let go. We do have good scouts though. I think I've characterized it as the Lakers have routinely missed on singles and those have added up to a lot. They've hit some home runs, but they've missed on a lot of the singles. And I mean, I've done entire hour-long shows breaking down all the mistakes they've made, and every front office is going to make some mistakes. But when we look at why are the Lakers so asset poor right now, it's because they spent the last 5-6 years consistently missing on the more minor decisions that they've made.
Yeah. I feel like you guys are both correct in that. I also feel like there were other opportunities that, like, for example, last offseason, having those player options, I think there were some guys that would have been willing to come and stay, or stay, like a Taurean Prince or a Gary Trent, some of these guys that might have considered staying, but we just didn't have the ability to do that because he gave out bad contracts. So
yeah. Yep. And that's why when you look, why isn't the Lakers team right now deeper? Why don't they have more? Jamal Murray for 3 off the screen, air ball. Why don't they have more? Why are they missing so many first-round picks? Why don't they have more quality depth? It's because of all of the mistakes that they've made that have created. It's why they have to bat 1,000 this summer.
Yep.
There's a miss from the corner for OKC. Here comes Russell Westbrook. Aaron Gordon back in, steps into a 3. Money.
Nice. Jokic is also back.
Yeah, Denver not messing. Denver knows they can't let this run continue. Yeah. 29-all now. Comes OKC. Lou Dort to Hartenstein. Good give and go, but the ball bounces out to the corner. Cross court to Caruso. Hartenstein to Dort. Wiggins on the drive. Steps back. Tough contested 3. Hits it anyway.
Good defense, better offense.
Lord. Great defense. When you've got role players that can hit that shot, what a luxury that is.
Absolutely.
Jokic gets the ball with Caruso defending. Watch the help come. Here's Hartenstein coming over to help. Like they kick out. Corner 3, air ball. Second air ball 3 in the last 3 attempts by Denver.
Yeah, if they're not going to hit those open kickouts, that's going to matter a lot.
Yeah.
Because he needs that release when they're going to just converge on him like that with the help.
And it was a good rotation too by OKC to converge and still contest. Hartenstein airballs that base. He is really struggling with that baseline push shot.
Oh, push off.
And there's the foul as Westbrook was on the drive. 32-29. OKC lead with 8:47 to play in the half. 2 fouls on Isaiah Hartenstein now. So that'll be something to watch.
Yeah, he went straight back to Shea.
Hartenstein had one of the best floater field goal percentage in the league coming into the series. That's part of why it's been so surprising seeing him in big moments not be able to hit that little lefty push shot.
Yeah, it almost looked like Jokic got a strip on it right there.
Oh, did you get a piece of it?
Replay. It looked like
I missed that. Jokic for 3. Oh my God.
Knuckleball.
Jokic doesn't hit the rim either on the 3. So 3 of the last 4 Nuggets 3-point attempts have not even caught the rim.
Oh,
yikes. 32-29. After the offensive rebound, here's the Thunder on the drive again. Wiggins again for 3. No. And Jamal Murray comes away with it. I don't know how, but he came away with that. Porter Jr. for 3. Way off. Not close.
As soon as he shot it, that was off.
Yeah. SGA on the drive gets into the paint and gets knocked down. But he'll get up again. Never going to keep him down.
talking about?
90s songs that pop in my head.
Oh my God.
Oh no. OKC has so many banshees, as JJ would say. Yep.
Yeah, they do. It's just like a relentless wave of them.
The way
Except
their
they're just
defense,
smaller, though, is what it is.
It feels like their defense is everywhere all at once.
Yeah. Have you seen that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, I'm not.
That's a really good movie. You should check it out.
All right. I'll have to give it a look here. Wiggins misses the 3. And here's Jokic with, again, Caruso defending him.
He's been the assignment.
Yeah. Because they bring over, and there it is.
Nice.
Jokic spins and scores, but Holmgren comes over. They're bringing the big over as the secondary defender.
They
And
took that
letting
out of
Caruso
the.
try to defend Jokic.
That's straight out of the Lakers playbook, ain't it?
Right.
With the Rui.
But Caruso is what, 6'5"? Rui
Yeah.
is 6'8".
Yeah.
But
Remember when
that
the
is
Lakers
the Lakers playbook there.
You remember when they found something with Rui on Jokic a couple years ago?
Hey, they did better at the end of the regular season against Denver with that strategy. But
no. I'm capping on the Darvin Ham year.
No, I know. You're talking about the Darvin Ham. I think we found something with that. Yep.
Yeah.
That didn't work at all.
It didn't work.
32-all. We're tied at Magic Johnson. Chet Holmgren into the paint, kicks out. Caruso fakes the three. Good ball movement. Lou Dort, corner three on the other side. Money. Boy, when Lou Dort hits a shot, it snaps that net because he gets such great arc on his shot.
Such high release on that shot. Oh,
and another turnover for Denver. Caruso throws it down. And Gordon saying, I got fouled.
That's your point right there, right? They foul a lot, but you ain't going to call all of them.
They get away with it.
Well,
they get away with it because they're not going to call them all. 37-32, 5-point Thunder lead. Christian Braun, big shot here for three. Yes.
That was a big shot.
Downtown Brown.
That was a big shot with Chet flying at him too. That was a big shot.
Big make there for Denver. 37-35. Here comes SGA. SGA pump fakes the three. And another wide open corner three for Lou Dort. Misses that. They can't give Lou Dort that shot all game.
No.
That's going to be trouble.
He's too good at it now.
SGA gets fouled and he'll go to the free throw line. But Aaron Gordon is saying it was a push-off. I'll need to see there if Dort pulled Aaron Gordon, but it didn't look like a lot. Chris said everything everywhere all at once is in my top 5. Wow.
I'm telling you, that's a good movie.
I'll have to check it out.
It's a good movie.
You know what movie I watched last night, Donnie?
What movie?
The Beekeeper.
I have not seen that movie.
It is one of those Jason Statham movies, and I'm like, okay, it could be kind of interesting, the concept. Dude, it was like kind of an interesting concept, but then it went off the rails a number of times. I'm like,
really?
Okay, this is why there hasn't been more, well, pun intended, buzz about this movie. I mean, it's Jason Statham playing Jason Statham, basically.
Oh, okay.
Which he always does. But it got pretty crazy at a few points where you're like, okay, they made some crazy choices here.
Yeah. He's fun, though. I like his movies.
Oh, for sure.
Check it out.
It's worth what it would not have been worth going to see in the theater, I think. There's the missed corner three from Porter Jr. Holmgren for three. No, short there as well. Aaron Gordon. I don't want to say flies in for the rebound, but I don't know. Kind of glides in. I don't know. Hops in for the rebound. Hovers. Shuffles.
The shuffle.
Brown thought about the three. Stead drives into the paint. Gets fouled.
Trouble?
And one. No.
Wow.
How is that not an and one?
That was a clear and one.
They're saying it's on the ground.
Oh, whoops. I brought an ice pack up here because my ankle is killing me, and I've been so in the game I forgot about it, and I have a big old puddle on my desk.
Oh, no. There's the foul. Brown gets contact, doesn't dribble again. That should be and one there.
Yeah, I think so, too.
38-35, Thunder lead. Here's Jokic working on Holmgren. Spins, gets contact, and they just call it a turnover. Thunder ball, Jokic beside himself. 5:28 to play in the half. Jalen Williams for three. No. SimCity saying J-Dub would be better in that Rui role defending Jokic. I thought Caruso did a nice job, but with Caruso out now, yeah, maybe that's the idea that you should go to. He did a good job playing center when OKC was without all of their centers. They were all hurt.
Yeah, he did. He's got
Aaron Gordon on the drive, goes up, can't finish, but he'll get to the free throw line, but look at him doubled over still.
Yeah, he's got a good frame and very long arms.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see how that. And he's also what, like 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah. I believe
so,
it's 6'6". Let me double check.
You know, I think Rui's a bit more stockier, but you know.
So Jalen Williams is he's only 6'5". I thought he was 6'6".
Okay. Well, he plays and looks bigger than he is.
6'6", but he's 220.
Yeah.
Rui is like 6'8", 230. Gordon gets the first free throw to go. 38-36, Thunder lead. So I'm really curious to see, and this is what I'm hoping for. I hope this is close with like 6 minutes to play in this game. That's where we'll really get to find out, are the Thunder championship ready? Because that's where the experience of Denver will really matter. And I hope that's what we get here.
I think that really favors Denver. If this game, especially as the road team, if this game's close like that late, that favors Denver big time.
Yeah.
They've just been in so many of those situations before.
I just think that the Thunder need to keep growing and learning from those situations, and that would be massive for their development. Oh, nice ball movement there. Caruso finds J-Dub for the layup. 40-37, Thunder lead. Here comes Russell Westbrook. And Caruso right back on Jokic. So they sub Caruso out for a few minutes. They put him back in, and they put him right back on Jokic.
Oh.
And Jokic spins, can't score, but look at the physicality.
Look at the triple team.
Triple team on Jokic, and the Thunder steal it away from him. Good Lord. The Thunder are making Jokic's life hell right now. And a blocking foul there, or a foul on Caruso off ball. Did Jokic flop a little bit there?
I mean, he might have, but it was still pretty funny to see. He's a midget triple team.
It worked. But look, here it is.
Let's see. He missed that gimme.
There's SGA, Dort, and Caruso on Jokic.
Yeah. Midget triple team.
He's doing a phenomenal job, Caruso is, on Jokic. He's making him work for everything. Jokic always does an egregious flop after he feels like he was slighted on a call. Yeah. Jokic is not above flopping. But then again, neither is SGA and a number of other players in the league. Let's be honest, even some of our Lakers players, when we talk about Austin Reeves and Luka and guys like that, we see it a bit.
Yeah.
Why don't teams put Jokic?
I'll be the first to call it.
Yeah.
We have some floppers on our team.
Absolutely. Jokic knocks down the free throws. Question comes in: why don't teams put Jokic in more pick and rolls?
All he's going to do is drop. So unless you're going to have a comfortable 3-point shooter doing it, like a Luka type would just burn that coverage, though.
Yeah,
like a Luka type will get off for 40 in that coverage, and that's the only defense he can really do.
Jokic, yeah. I am surprised they don't attack him a little bit more, but he does a decent job, at least good enough at contesting that it creates some problems. And the Nuggets do a pretty good job protecting him too defensively.
Where Jokic's strengths are more in like the positional stuff, like just being a big body, right place, right time, IQ. Like he's not going to get up there and block your shot. He'll strip down low. Things like that.
I think he just got a piece of that shot as he said it.
Right as I said it. Yeah, he'll strip down low, those types of things. But if you get his feet moving, then you're going to get him.
Yeah. 42-39 now after that Thunder bucket. 3:37 to play in the half. Westbrook on the drive. Good find. The block rebound there, though. Incredible defense from the Thunder.
These guys have no clue how to get the ball inside.
Nope. They're going Round for three. No. And Watson, nice save. Throws it off of J-Dub. Nuggets ball with 13 on the clock now. Yeah, they cannot get it. It's almost like they're going to have to drive and force the defender to commit and then drop the ball off to Jokic to get it to him, or give him the ball more on the high post and see if they can make that pass, because they are struggling big time. And a big part of it, too, we think back to Shaq. We think to David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Tim Duncan. You couldn't double off ball there.
Yeah,
I mean, defenses have changed so much. That's part of this, too.
Yeah, it's not only like the lack of that stuff, just people, I don't think they practice it as much, but now you're able to guard it so differently.
Yeah. He's Jokic, kicks out to Westbrook. Westbrook into the paint. Murray, pull up 15-footer. Yes. 42-41. 3:10 to play in the half. The Nuggets, it looked like OKC was going to go on a real run here. Denver, they're hanging in. We got a timeout on the floor with 3:10 to play in the half and just a 1-point Thunder lead. Five-guard lineup, Thunder's not serious. I don't know. I mean, I think the Thunder's guards have been, especially on the defensive side, has been really giving them what they needed out there. We look at Wiggins, Wallace, Caruso. They've done well.
They've been the reason they've been in this game.
The Thunder shooting just 17% from three, and they've only taken 3 free throws. They're 3 of 18 from deep. Meanwhile, the Nuggets, 4 for 17 from deep, 36% for the field. Boy, Donnie, for a game that started out looking like an all-star game, no defense, all offense, it is quickly flipped into what a game 7 typically looks like. Poor shooting percentages, both teams going all out, sloppy play on the offensive end because the defenses are so good, and percentages absolutely plummeting.
Yeah, it's gotten more chippy too. I think it just took a little bit of time for some of these guys to get going and in the moment, particularly on the OKC side. And I think the Nuggets also had, like, from Braun, they had some big shots over contests also. So some of that's there too. But I think it just took these guys a little bit to wake up.
By the way, the Nuggets with 14 free throw attempts. So shooting just 37% for the field and 9 turnovers now for Denver. The reason why Denver is only 1 point down is because of the free throws. 14 free throw attempts compared to 3 for OKC.
Yeah.
And part of that is they're playing smaller. And so they're getting in positions where they kind of have to foul.
Mm-hmm.
They need a Murray flurry desperately. The Nuggets do. Yeah, I mean, what's he at? Murray, 2 for 6 for 4 points right now. 0 rebounds, 0 assists in 18 minutes for Jamal Murray. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
I don't think Christian Braun being tied for being your high scorer in the game is a path to success.
No, but I think it'll even out a bit. And I think Aaron's played a really good game. Honestly, he's got a box that I thought he might have had towards the end of the game.
Yeah, 8 and 8 right now.
Yeah. Made 2 of his 3 shots, 3 free throws. I think he's been good. So they're getting some good play. It's just more or less the bench hasn't helped them at all. And Porter is also, again, no showing. And quietly, Murray is doing the same thing. I think this is a really tough series for Murray also, even though he's had some okay games in the series. I think it's just tough due to the depth of perimeter defense they have. Yeah. But I expect him also to get going a little bit.
I think fourth quarter is Murray time. That's where we're going to see that, assuming this game, if this does stay close, and we'll see. I think the potential is here for the Thunder to break this game open if they can start getting some shots to drop. They're getting good looks and just missing them. So I feel this game tilting more in the Thunder's favor than the Nuggets' favor. What the Nuggets could do, though, is keep this thing close and then have a chance to close it in the final few minutes. I don't know that the Nuggets are going to go on a run and run away with this thing. I think the opportunities have been there for the Thunder to go on a big run, and they just haven't been able to completely capitalize.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect them to go on a huge run. I think this is going to be a pretty close game. Like, the Thunder's already gone on a run in this game. And then it's stabilized, right? So,
all right. So here is J-Dub, kicks it over to SGA, throws the lob. Good play there out of the timeout. Holmgren gets the bucket right at the rim on the lob. 44-41. Thunder lead. It's Holmgren, J-Dub, Caruso, Wallace, and SGA out there on the floor. So the Thunder still playing pretty small. That's going to allow them to look at that defense on the perimeter. Yeah. No advantage on that switch whatsoever. That's what playing all these guards is providing OKC. Westbrook gets it 1 on the clock. Brown gets it off in time, misses. Jokic, can he do something on the offensive glass? No. And that's what you have to have if you're Denver. If the Thunder are gonna play smaller like this, Denver has to dominate on the boards. And right there, that should have been an offensive rebound for Jokic, and he does not come away with it.
Just bounced out his hand.
Yep.
He couldn't grab it.
Williams for 3. There it is. Just like that, 47-41. The smaller lineup, it's benefiting OKC right now, and Denver is not punishing them enough for going small.
Yep. Oh,
and there it is again, a turnover by Jamal Murray. Here comes Chet. Oh, but Christian Braun tracking back, pokes it away. Watson on the drive now, gets to the rim, puts it up, misses. And here comes J-Dub. That's a big miss there. J-Dub all the way, end to end for the dunk. 49-41. Timeout Denver, just like that. I was just talking about it, that the Thunder have the opportunity to go on a run here. And here it is, 49-41 now. Thunder taking control.
Yeah. The Thunder are just winning on the margins in this game.
Yeah.
Especially with the turnovers, the 50-50 loose balls, they're typically getting those. They're just winning on the margins. And if Denver's not going to win on the glass with those offensive rebounds, and if they're not going to hit their open threes, then this is just not going to work. But above all else, they've got to stop turning the ball over that. Like, I know it's hard and it's easy to say, but I know it's hard, but you've just got to find a way to do it. They've got to get more organized.
The Thunder's defense has been fantastic. It's not just Denver being sloppy with the ball. It's the Thunder's defense has been awesome. But 10-3 is turnovers. Denver with 10. That's
too many.
You're going to lose. You will lose. If you finish this game with 20 turnovers, it's the math of winning that game is so difficult.
Yeah, they're just too good at transition. They score every single time. They're too young, too quick. You just can't do it.
Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. OKC is not playing well. A comment in the chat said, I wouldn't say they're playing at their best, but their defense has been excellent.
Yeah, I don't think either team is playing at their best right now. But this is game 7 of a playoff series,
It's the way it goes.
You just win those games by doing whatever you can.
Yeah. If you have to win ugly, win ugly. That's all that matters.
Yep.
All right. So it's Gordon, Murray, Jokic, Brown, and Porter Jr. on the floor for Denver. They get the ball into the high post to Jokic. Jokic finally just puts his head down and goes at Caruso and scores it. I think they need more of that from Jokic.
He has to just go and look to score.
49-43. Thunder lead. SGA gets the screen. Murray does not step up. Terrible defense there from Jamal Murray. Let SGA just walk into that three. 52-53 now.
He got Caruso off him.
And another turnover for Denver. J-Dub pokes it away from Jokic. 54-43. The Thunder grabbing control of this game here. The halftime cannot come soon enough right now for Denver. The last 2 minutes, another turnover.
Wow.
Caruso takes it away. And another bucket.
Wow.
Turnovers are killing Denver.
We just talked about a run. My God, They went on a run instantly as soon as we said it. It's all defense too.
56-43. Yeah, the Thunder, they're not even having to play on the offensive end. They're just running out.
No.
Jokic gets the ball. This time hangs onto it, gets fouled. It'll go to the free throw line. 56-43. And Denver now at 12 turnovers in the game. Man, the defense of this Thunder team is so impressive. Look at Caruso there.
Crazy.
And Jokic misses the free throw. Man, if I'm the Thunder, I go 2 for 1 here. I want to create as many possessions this half as I can if I'm the Thunder, because
who cares?
They want to keep this running.
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Give Denver the ball back. That's fine. You're just going to take it away from them and get a layup anyway.
They've got 12 turnovers now?
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Thunder's defense has been their best offense. SGA gets fouled on the drive, and he'll go to the free throw line, and it's a 2 for 1. They only took about 4 seconds off the clock. So the Thunder are going to get another offensive possession. Oh,
that looked clean.
That was clean. That was clean. And SGA gets the first free throw to go. 57-44 now. The Thunder running away with the second quarter. The score is 37 now to 18 in the second.
Wow.
The Thunder just started scoring in a hurry.
Yeah, they ran away with it.
58-44. What a second quarter for OKC. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jokic sets the screen for him. Back to Jokic. Jokic floats it up and floats it in. 16.6 seconds left in the half. The Thunder are going to try to hold for last shot here.
Yeah,
58-46. J-Dub attacking Brown. Gets into the paint. The pull-up jumper. Gets the bounce.
Ooh, that was a really good contest, though.
Yeah.
He just got a good bounce.
2.8 on the clock, so maybe a chance here for Denver. Murray thought he traveled, but steps through. No. 60-46 at halftime. The Thunder lead, and they drop 39 points. The Thunder do in the second after scoring just 21 in the first. And how many of those points came in the last 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Felt like it was nonstop. So here we got the, oh my God. Donnie with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to play, the score was 42-41. It's
42-41?
42-41 in favor of the Thunder with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to play.
Wow.
It's 60-46.
And that's right when we talked about the run thing. Then they just immediately went on a nasty run.
You could feel it. You could see that potential was. I wasn't expecting it to be that pronounced, but still.
No, I thought they'd go on like a 7-0 run or something, and then it would just even out again. But never mind.
So, is Denver done?
Oh, if they don't find a way to out of halftime, their adjustment has to be to figure out a way to deal with that swarming small ball stuff around Jokic. If they don't find a way to do that, then they're done.
I think they if you're Denver, this is about chipping away at this lead. This is not about getting the home run swing. This is about cutting this. So you're down 14. This is be down 7 heading into the fourth. Be down 8, 9, something single digits heading into the fourth. That's what you want. And then you want, with 5 minutes to play, be within 5 with 5 minutes to play. And then you've got something. Now, I would also say, though, it's possible that in the third quarter, that the Thunder just blow this thing open and it winds up being a 30-point lead heading into the fourth.
I was going to say that. And the inverse is inverse of what you were saying was that the Thunder could come out, and the Thunder are looking to come out and just step on their throats and end this game in the third quarter.
Well, and I think that would actually, when people talk about the Thunder being too young of a team, if we do see that kind of killer instinct from them, that would be a big step forward in terms of their team mentality. If we see them step on the throats of a former champion, the Denver Nuggets, and punch their ticket to the West Finals.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, it just looks like the Nuggets don't have enough guys, and it looks like the Thunder have a bunch of guys, and they're just rotating those guys in and out, ready to go for it. And they're playing with a greater energy. And I think that energy and all of that is, going to be very helpful for them to try to do that.
It feels like it when you're watching this game, not only do the Thunder have depth, but it feels like the Thunder have an extra man on the floor. It feels like they're playing 6-on-5 because that's how active the Thunder's defense is and how capable they are flying around.
It's 9-on-5 out there.
Right?
I'm just kidding.
Are you saying the Thunder are getting a good
No, they're not. I mean, they were just saying it's like 13-5 or something like that, free throws, whatever. I'm just messing around. But yeah, they're swarming, man. They're everywhere. And anytime, because what it is the Nuggets are like largely predictable. They've got to get the ball to Jokic to do anything. And if they're not getting the ball to Jokic, every now and again they'll get a bailout shot from somebody else, maybe Murray, but they've got to get the ball to Jokic most of the time. So if you're OKC, you're just sitting on that and you're just waiting for it. And if every possession that goes by that Denver does not get the ball to Jokic is a win for OKC. That's just what it is. So I think that they've found a way to kind of just make them play how they want them to play.
All right, guys, everybody that's in the chat, ask us anything. Let's take halftime. Ask us whatever you want. Throw us some questions, some comments. If you're on YouTube, you're on X, you're on Playback, what do you guys want to know? If you're the Wolves, which team do you want to see win?
Oh, well, yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. You don't want to play OKC.
No, you want Denver.
I mean, you don't mind. You play who you play, but you would rather Denver.
The Wolves, that Wolves team was really constructed to beat Denver.
Yeah.
And especially with Aaron Gordon with just one hamstring.
Yeah. You want to see Denver. You're praying you see Denver because they may pack Denver up in 5 games. But I was gonna say that like Div X-Ray said the only reason this game was close is because OKC missed wide open threes. It should be a 25-point lead. There's some of that's true, but you could also play devil's advocate and say the same for the other side because the Nuggets had a number of, I thought, good threes that just
21%.
That they just, if they make even just a few of those, then this is a much closer game. So you can play devil's advocate for sure.
Yeah, the 3-point edge that Denver needed is not there. And the opportunity was here for it because the Thunder are shooting just 25% from 3, but the Nuggets are shooting 4 for 19, 21%, 5 for 20 from OKC. Like if Denver was shooting an okay percentage from 3, this is a really close game. But again, both sides not shooting well from behind the arc right now. The difference in this game, it's clear. It's the turnovers. And that's not the Nuggets being sloppy. That's how good the Thunder's defense has been at just swarming and shutting down everything the Nuggets are trying to do.
Absolutely. They've been amazing. It's been an absolute defensive masterclass.
Who do you think wins the East? Matthew asks.
We kind of talked about that. I could see it going either way. I kind of want to take the Pacers. But I could see it going either way.
People have doubted the Pacers, myself included, for the entirety of the playoffs so far. So why stop doing that now? I'm going to pick the Knicks. I'm going to say Knicks in 6.
Double down.
You're just going to double down. And I'll see if they look. I'll say this. The Pacers play a very fun brand of basketball. They're a pleasure to watch. So it would not shock me at all if they win. I think we're going to get a great series, though. I think that this will either be like if the potential is here for it to be like Pacers in 5.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's a Knicks win, I think it goes 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's the way I see it.
I could also see, for the record, the Pacers winning in like 6. I could see that.
Trev, would Capella be an adequate enough starting center for the Lakers? Trading for a starter might be hard, Ray asks. That needs to be your safety net, I think, Donnie. As the Lakers are exploring out there on the market, and they're exploring trades, and they're exploring free agents, your fallback needs to be, well, we could get Capella, and he could be the guy until we find the guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's the best option for a fallback plan, personally.
Yeah. That's what they need him for. I don't. Is he the long-term fit? No. Is he the ideal fit right now? No. But you could do a lot worse than Clint Capella too. So
I wouldn't mind him as a starter on this team for 25-ish minutes a night.
Yeah.
You know, for a few seasons or a couple seasons for this team, while they're looking for their next guy. He plays the role you need him to play. He can defend the rim a bit, rebound a bit, lob threat. He's able to do most everything you need from a center on a team with Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's go. Eyewitness said, who do the Lakers need from Chicago? Vucevic, Lonzo, or Kobe White?
A healthy Lonzo is pretty appealing.
Mm-hmm. Would be a healthy Lonzo. I don't think, look, Vucevic would check the box of a center. And if you told me I could just turn Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber into Nikola Vucevic and I don't have to include capital, so it's just the expiring contract, I would do that. But otherwise, I just don't think he's the real fit that you need. So if you're talking about surrendering assets to get Vucevic, which again, why would the Bulls do that? Trade one expiring for 2 worse expirings. But I wouldn't be giving up a lot to get Vucevic. I don't think he's a great fit for the Lakers. And Kobe White, I think, is probably going to cost too much. So Lonzo Ball would probably be my pick there. He did just sign a new contract, though. But I think Lonzo, if he's healthy, makes the most sense alongside Luka in a potential backcourt.
Yeah, I agree with you. Are Luka and LeBron the worst 2 defenders in the entire NBA? Like, what, 400 something players?
That's a little bit of hyperbole there.
I just had to pull it up because people say like stuff like this that's like super big scale and don't really realize it. Like, okay, you're saying there's not like a worse defender anywhere on any team than Luka anywhere? Not a single. Vucevic.
That's surprising.
Is Vucevic a better defender? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, especially when we saw, I thought LeBron actually defended really well.
Oh, I'm not even commenting on the LeBron piece of it because I think that is I don't watch LeBron play sentiment personally.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not even going to bother commenting on that. But the Luka piece, you know.
Do you go for Zion if you're the Lakers? Reeves, Maxi Kleber, Vanderbilt, and the first. Would you do that?
No. It would be intriguing if he's healthy, though.
Would the Pelicans do that?
First? That no. I don't think they would.
Yeah. I don't think that they would either. That would be the ultimate gamble. Because if Zion is Zion and he somehow magically stays healthy, he's great. And this is
that's another all-star.
Oh, if you knew Zion was going to play, if you could tell me definitively Zion Williamson will play 65 games a year, hell, make it 60. He will play 60 games a year. I do this trade in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Easy. Even if he only plays 60 games a year, if I was going to get him healthy for the playoffs and he was going to give me 60 games every year, but history has showed you're probably not getting 60. You might get 30 games out of him, if that.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Absolutely. That would be nice, but I wouldn't bet on it.
No. Mamadou said, I'm so mad we don't have Caruso. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, we talked about it when we were looking at the Lakers options at that time. And it was, well, could they sign and trade for DeRozan? Could they trade for Westbrook? Right. These were some of the conversations we were having. And somebody else was in the mix. I'm trying to remember who it was. But anyway, those were the main conversations. It was DeRozan, it was Westbrook. And a big part of the benefit of trading for Russell Westbrook was, well, Russell Westbrook is under contract already, whereas DeRozan was going to be a sign and trade to the Lakers, which would have meant that they would have triggered a hard cap by accepting a player via sign and trade, which would have meant they would have to choose between Caruso and Talen Horton-Tucker. And there was a chance they wouldn't even be able to bring either one of them back. Whereas with Russell Westbrook, if you traded for him, he's already under contract. You're not triggering a hard cap, which means the only thing you're doing under that CBA is just paying more on luxury tax penalties in exchange for keeping both. The only thing preventing you from keeping both is money. The Lakers are the seventh most valuable sports franchise in the planet. No, like, money should never decide your personnel, right? Money should not be a factor in any of that. And yet the Lakers took the advantage of not triggering a hard cap. They crumpled it up and threw it out the window and said, oh no, we're going to let Caruso walk anyway. It was absurd when it happened. I was in shock when they made that decision, and everybody knew at the time that it was a terrible decision. Even if you want to look at the math and say, oh, he would have cost them $28 million or whatever. I get it. It's still a bad decision to let talent walk out the door the way that they did. It's indefensible. It was one of the worst decisions that we've seen them ever make. Second only, I think, in recent memory, behind the actual Russell Westbrook trade itself. Just trading for Russ to begin with was awful.
Funny they did both in the same offseason?
It's really all part of the same move.
It's terrible. Yeah. The most egregious thing is that he asked to stay. He wanted to stay. He gave them a pay cut and said, hey, will you just give me this then? You know, that's crazy. Yeah. If a guy comes back to you and was an integral part of your team the year before and wants to stay, you let him stay.
It was a failure on the Lakers' part to recognize what it was that won them that championship in 2020. Yeah. Complete failure.
Well, I think what it was is, remember, the playoffs that year, they just wanted to jettison all those guys out of there because all guys no-showed in the playoffs, at least offensively.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what it was. They all even guys like Schroeder. Didn't Schroeder have a bagel in that series?
Yeah, he was awful.
All those guys
but he was coming off COVID.
Yeah, Kuz was bad. They all were bad. That's why they wanted to do it.
KCP shot like 19% from three in the series.
Remember LeBron got in KCP's face, like, just shoot the effing ball. Like, what are you doing? Like that. That's what it was. Is they wanted to jettison those guys out of there after that Sun series.
Yeah, that was. But that was after, AD got injured, LeBron got injured, and then Tua, man, with the exception of Montrezl Harrell, who was, Eeyore the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
He was Mr. Grumpy. Everybody else, though, said, we want to run it back. Run this team back. We think we have a championship team.
They let everyone go. I mean, Drummond was gone. Gasol was gone. In fact, they traded Gasol, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, they paid money to get off, or they paid I think a second round pick to get off of Gasol's deal.
Yeah,
for a second year. And this is when I talk about Rob Pelinka missing on singles. Why did they give Marc Gasol a 2-year deal anyway? And the fact that they gave him a 2-year deal meant that his money was not none of it. Part of a veteran minimum contract gets actually paid by the NBA. Yeah. It is. I don't want to say prorated, but some of it is absorbed by the league, and so it's not going to hit your cap. Mm-hmm. But if you give a guy a 2, but that's if it's a 1-year deal. If it's a 2-year deal, or at least it was under that CBA, if it's a 2-year deal, that doesn't happen. So why did the Lakers need to give Marc Gasol a 2-year deal? Like, if you really wanted to play a second year, he's going to get a veteran minimum from someone. And so having to give him that meant the full amount of the money hit the cap, and they had to then trade JaVale McGee in order to make the Marc Gasol deal work. Again, when we talk about missing on singles, this is it. Like, you wind up giving up assets to get, I think it was Cleveland, to take JaVale McGee so that you could bring in Marc Gasol and give him the extra year that you should have never needed to give him. And then because you gave him the extra year, you had to part with another asset to get him off your books. Like, that's just lighting second round picks on fire for nothing, in addition to trading away a player that actually helped you in JaVale McGee. Missing on it's stuff like that that's adding up. So we look, why do the Lakers not have the assets that they should? Minor things that we could kind of gloss over are all adding up, and they're paying the price for it now.
Yeah, you can absolutely go through just the entire list and talk about this for a long time.
And I have. The Thunder missed the 3 here on the first possession in the second half. Here comes Jamal Murray on the drive. And another turnover.
Well, if they're going to play like that, it's over.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if this game isn't a game at the end of 3, I'm saying we can just call it, Trev.
Man, that was brutal. The Nuggets, their first possession, immediately turn it over.
16-point game.
62-46. Aaron Gordon, 7 on the clock. And back-to-back turnovers, offensive foul. Did SGA just flop there?
I don't know. I need to see it. That Gordon seems to think so.
Come on, give us the replay. Here it is. Is it a flop? Gordon?
Oh, he didn't.
Did he make contact?
No,
he got the elbow.
I didn't think he elbowed him in the face.
Did he get contact here?
No, look, I didn't think he did.
Oh, maybe. Jokic steps in the way. He may have got him.
Maybe he did. First look didn't look like it.
He might have.
That angle, to me, that angle looks like he throws his head. See, I don't think he does.
Is SGA that good at the recoil with his head?
I don't know. I can see. I need to see more angles. Some angles look like it, but that one there, I didn't think it did. It looked like he preemptively threw his head back.
If he did not get him, SGA has a future in the WWE, because that was one of the best impact sells I've ever seen.
Gordon seems to think so, though. Like, he's like, I didn't do it. Look at him.
It's like, I didn't hit him. Well, now we got to stop. We played 50 seconds, and now we've got to stop it just to review this. But Warren gave us a super chat, said, thank you, Warren, said, if the Lakers had a pick and won the draft to get Cooper Flagg, Lakers fans would be excited. Well, sure, anybody who won this draft to get Cooper Flagg would be thrilled.
Yeah.
They'd be super excited. Just like Dallas. God, if Jokic's head wasn't in the way, you can see.
Yeah, his head pops in at the last second.
Here we go. Maybe this angle. I still don't know.
That doesn't show me anything.
I think he might have. Here it is. Again, if he did not actually hit him.
Like, it looks like he stopped short.
If he didn't get him, SGA is elite at selling. SimCity said that angle, it looks like an incredible sell.
I don't know. I need to see it. Like they're looking at it. They're deliberating if he actually hit him or not.
That's how close it is. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
So, but in this case, right? I think the NBA, they need to limit the amount of time they look at a play. And if you can't tell, whatever the call on the floor is, stands, and you move on.
Yeah. You can do that. I would personally just say jump ball, but you know.
What's the call? And now they're talking more. Oh, man. By the way, everybody. Oh. Flagrant one. Flagrant one on Aaron Gordon. They're saying he made contact.
Oh, there.
There it is. Was that the right call?
I don't know. They seem to think so. Like some angles, like I said, look like it. Some didn't. But you were saying, I mean, he's really good at flopping if that was the case.
Yeah. So here we are. We're at 62-46. And Denver really needs a run here. It doesn't have to come immediately, but they at least can't. They have to at least tread water. And they need a run sometime here in this third quarter.
Yeah.
They can't go backwards.
They've already gone backwards to start.
They're already going backwards, yeah. But they can't go any further. They've got to be able to put a stop to this. As SGA gets the first free throw to go. They're swarming Gordon here. And SGA gets both free throws. 64-46. $11:10 to play in the third. SGA getting ready to inbound the ball. The Thunder looking to push their lead to 20 or more here. J-Dub's got the ball up top. Caruso sets the screen. Great screen there by Caruso. J-Dub pulls up, knocks it down. Smooth.
That's way too easy.
Yep.
MPJ wants to go home.
And just like that, he does. So that's
he looks
it.
like he wants to go home.
66-46. That's what, if this run continues, the Nuggets at some point are going to make the decision here. Murray for three. No. Nuggets scoreless. Gordon, the offensive rebound, though. Nuggets scoreless so far in the half. And that was a bit of a generous call, I think, for Jokic.
Yeah, that might be the case, but MPJ wants to go home for sure.
He gets completely bumped off his spot by Jalen Williams.
Gave up on that one.
He just said, all right, you shoot it. You got it.
Go for it.
MPJ for three.
Terrible.
No, not God, he's been awful. I know he's been hurt, but Donnie, that's been part of the Nuggets struggles. It's not just MPJ not playing well, it's MPJ not playing well based with how much he's making. And there's the step back three for SGA.
He's gone, man.
69-46, 10:22 to play in the third, and the Thunder are looking at ending this thing right now. 9-0 run to start the quarter for OKC.
Yeah. MPJ is getting traded this offseason. But the caveat to that is that who wants him? Right? That's
exactly.
Like they need to get him, and he can be good for them. And I would still be saying the same thing because he's their only avenue to improve this team. But
the avenue to improve the team was doing that Zach LaVine trade that was rumored at the trade deadline. Now the way he's playing, who's going to want to $38 million the next season, $40 million the season after that? That's $78, almost $80 million owed to Michael Porter Jr. over the next 2 seasons? That's pretty rough.
That's brutal. And with the spotty injury history too, I don't know.
I mean, look, he averaged 18 on the season, shot 40% from 3, 50% from the field, 7 rebounds. So part of this may just be he's having a rough playoffs and he's been hurt, and that's certainly part of it too. But I mean, this contract is tough if this playoff performance is going to be a big factor.
This is the last thing people are going to see, assuming they lose today, and they're going to be like, "Yeah, that was a terrible series for him." But then you have the Austin Reaves thing, where it's like, we know it's the latest, but is that all that this guy is?
Sure.
I think you have to take the whole thing into it. Like a lot of people talk about Austin, and he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't Austin in the first round this year. But he also was really good the last couple of years. So
in the playoffs,
yeah. Like I think people have a lot of short-term memory. So with MPJ, what are they going to look at?
MPJ is shooting 28% from 3 in the series. He's a 40% career 3-point shooter.
That's just not good enough.
No.
What's his playoff career number?
Playoff career number 38% from 3.
Say that. Well, what would you? There's a bigger sample size of him being himself. Like,
but even if he's himself under this CBA, are you okay giving him $40 million?
No, I wouldn't want to give him that.
That's the problem.
At all. He's not worth that. He's paid like a second option.
Exactly.
But he's
the new CBA, the common theme of the new CBA is you cannot pay third option guys like second options. You can't. You can't give them anywhere near max money. You have to get your third option has to be making like 20 million.
Yeah.
You can't be paying him 40.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they really worked hard to do with this new CBA. Yeah. And that's why it's like critical for OKC to finally make it and go the distance. Because I've been saying a lot that like eventually they're gonna have to pay all these guys.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing with having so many young guys. Eventually all got to get paid. And then you're not gonna be able to keep all these guys. So I think OKC, their time is now.
Lee said Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray want to go home. He came up with other names for them, but
I was just thinking about calling Murray, and I quote, what was it? Oh, I lost it. I typed it down. I typed it down, but I lost it.
Oh,
so I didn't forget it. But I don't know where it went. Hold on.
Jamal Murray has definitely been disappointing in this game. I mean,
oh, there it is. I found it. Hyper Doodoo McAsserton.
What?
That's what he is today.
Wow.
Hyper Doodoo McAsserton.
I thought it was going to be some like pun on Murray or something like that.
No. Not Murray, Jr.
Oh, Michael Porter Jr. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about Murray.
McAsserton. I mean, Murray's not been good either.
No, he's not. Look, Jamal Murray is known as a big game player. 4 points.
He's going to fly under the radar.
He has 1 assist. He's been awful. 69-46. Denver on the ropes, and the Thunder looking to just end this thing right now. Jokic to Porter Jr. Great pass there, and there's finally a finish there. Some life for Denver. Now can they get stops? Again, chip away if you're Denver. Chip away. It's all you can do now.
It doesn't help that you let them add another 10 points to it.
No, does not. Does not at all.
That crowd's been going pretty crazy, though.
Yeah, the Thunder crowd is legit.
Look at that. Bron, what are you doing?
I think frustration starting to hit the Denver Nuggets, too.
That was just a straightforward 2-arm shove. What?
It's frustrating playing against Alex Caruso.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Because Caruso knows exactly what he's out there to do.
Somehow we're not even 3 minutes into the third quarter. But think about how many stoppages we've had already.
Yeah, it's true. And that review, right?
Yeah. SGA to Chet. Oh, the backdoor cut by Caruso. That was pretty. Great find by Chet on the backdoor cut by Caruso for the reverse layup. 71-48. That was brilliant.
Gordon had stone feet, too. He couldn't get over there.
Yeah. Well, he's playing on one hamstring.
I know. I'm not even mad at him.
Is Caruso defending? Oh, nice slip there by Brown. Gets the dunk. Caruso once again defending Jokic. That was a great find, though.
Yep.
by the Joker. Here's Caruso on the drive, gets into the paint. Another cut. Oh, Jokic taking out Dort.
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
This is there's a little bit more physicality from Denver right now. And I'm not talking about necessarily in a good way. I wonder if we're going to get something, a little bit of extracurricular activity here in this one as it starts to get out of hand.
You think so? The way I saw the Dort layup is that he created 90% of the contact and Jokic just swiped down at the end.
It was the swipe down at the end that I noticed. 71-50. Dort misses the first free throw. Here it is. Dort jumps in, but they go into the head.
Yeah.
Jokic.
Richard. Don't worry about it. It's game 7.
72-50. And the Nuggets, their season right now in jeopardy. Jamal Murray, big shot here for 3. Yes, that's the Jamal Murray that the Nuggets need to show up.
Yeah, he's had a few of those, and he just hasn't made them.
Yeah. 72-53. SGA on the drive. SGA kicks out. J-Dub wide open for 3. Short. And Aaron Gordon the rebound.
I love how much confidence they have with Gordon dribbling the ball, too.
Man, I give Aaron Gordon a lot of credit for the game that he's put together, given his injury.
He's had a great game. Like, I think he's been really good. I mean, within reason, of course. They're still down 20 points, but I think he's been really good, given what I expected.
You know who hates Aaron Gordon right now?
Who?
Steph Curry.
He said, man, give me whatever shot he had.
Right? Steph Curry has a grade 1. Aaron Gordon is a grade 2. Like, that happened 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And he's out here playing and producing. Steph was a grade 1, and we didn't see him play again.
Where he was like, I can't be Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever they got in Gordon, he's feeling real good today.
Aaron Gordon, they've got whatever they were sticking in those players' knees in Varsity Blues. That's what's going on with Aaron Gordon.
Oh my God, that pass. Yeah,
Jamal Murray for 3 again? Today. No. Oh, but Brown takes it away, but called for the foul. What do you think? Do you think Denver might have? I've seen this idea going around out there that Denver lied about the seriousness of the injury as gamesmanship to get the Thunder thinking Aaron Gordon would not play.
Maybe. Possibly. I wouldn't put it past the team. I mean, especially after the way the Clippers shamelessly did that a couple years ago.
But look at Gordon move it like he's barely getting off the ground, and that's not him.
But maybe it's more of a grade 1 than a grade 2.
Sure. There's the dunk from Porter Jr. 72-55 now. Denver chipping away a little bit. Wide open 3 for Jalen Williams. That zone defense gets exploited there, the baseline. Nice cut by Hartenstein. Once you get into the paint against this zone, there's a lot of problems for Denver.
Yeah, because they don't have a shot blocker.
Yeah.
They don't even play a backup center.
Murray for 3. Short again, but Brown, another offensive rebound. Murray into the paint. Murray all the way to the layup. The scoop. Yes, gets it to go. Up until the last couple of minutes, he's looked like Olympic Team Canada, Jamal Murray.
That's terrible.
He was so bad.
SBA knows all about that.
Yep. Aaron Gordon, the rebound. 7:05 to play in the third. Jokic, another turnover.
It looked like he got smacked, though, but they ain't going to call it.
And they're going to get away with some of them. The Thunder's best offense is their defense. $76 now to 57. Porter Jr. for 3. No, in and out. Big miss there.
And it turned into a transition.
Wallace, and it turns into a transition dunk for Wallace.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
Exclamation point. 6:30 to play in the third. 78-57. Terrible transition defense by the Nuggets. The Thunder flying down the floor. That became like a turnover, a missed shot, And look at Wallace throwing it down on Jokic. Woo! Thunder saying, bring on the Wolves. 18-11 is the score in the third.
Yeah, small ball depth defense tandem is just too much for Denver to overcome tonight.
Yeah. When they've gone to the bench, Wallace has been huge. Caruso has been huge. These guys have really turned things around. I mean, just look at it. Look, plus minus is not everything, but Wallace plus 22, Caruso plus 19. Like, that tells the story.
Yep, absolutely.
That tells the story. We're now up to 15 turnovers for Denver in the game compared to just 4 for OKC. This is how OKC beats you. It's by not turning the ball over themselves and forcing tons of turnovers. Would y'all, We Stack Chip said, would y'all trade Reeves for Walker Kessler?
I personally would.
You would do it?
I'd do it.
I love Walker Kessler, but I don't know if I would.
I'd do it. But you know what? If I'm doing it, it's because I'm hoping to keep him as my starting center for the long haul.
You'd have to keep him for long. Yeah, you'd have to have some guarantee you'd be keeping him for the long term, and you'd be able to. He'll hit restricted free agency. I think it's next summer. Top of my head.
I'd strongly deliberate about it.
Sure.
You know, I love my boy AR, but I'm doing it.
Lee with a super chat said Minnesota in 7 against OKC and Minnesota in 7 against the Knicks. Well, the way these playoffs have gone, can you have any confidence that your teams are going to stay healthy through 7 games of a series?
Yeah.
But Wolves in 7 and Wolves in 7 again in the finals. That's very possible. I wouldn't put it past that happening. I'll tell you what, Donnie, when I look at this, if this is where this goes, is this a sign that we're entering a new era in the NBA? If it's Ant, SGA, the banked in corner 3, I don't think he meant to bank that. Wallace did. 81-58.
That is just a exclamation on the night for them.
Yep.
Just how the night's been.
Yeah. When you're banking in a corner 3 from that angle, Aaron Gordon misses the 3. But Halliburton, Ant, SGA, all getting as far as they have. And then you look at the Knicks. Even you could say Jalen Brunson is more kind of the new school. Maybe a sign of things to come. No Steph, no LeBron, no KD in the finals.
Yeah, we've kind of know that those guys aren't able to get to this level anymore, but we're absolutely in a different era of the NBA, I think.
Yeah.
With just how many young and up and coming good teams there are, even teams like the Rockets, while they didn't go very far, they're still ahead of schedule. Detroit ahead of schedule. I think Indiana, they're really good, but they may be a little bit ahead of schedule too.
For sure.
I think we're definitely in a new era though.
Westbrook corner 3. Yes. Maybe some life. But that's just to bring it back to 20. It's 83-63. Thunder lead.
Wasn't it just 30 a second ago?
It was pretty close.
I just blinked. I could have swore it was 30.
The new aprons have the most effect on teams not getting to reload for a longer run. Yep. And that's what the NBA wants. They don't want anybody staying at the top or at the bottom for too long. And they're going to get now 7 straight seasons, Donnie, of a new champion. No back-to-back champions for 7 straight seasons. SGA's at the free throw line, hits the first one.
Would you like to see more recurring champions?
Well, I think it's the big question, right? It's what is better for the NBA? Is it parity, where fans of all 30 teams feel like their team, even if they're not there yet, are on their way, or if they're there, they've got a shot, right? And then if they do start to rebuild, then it's not going to be this long cycle. Is that the better system? Or is it dynasties? What will people tune into more? All-time great teams loaded with talent, and people will tune in to watch them, and teams will tune in to or people will tune in to root against them. The NBA has decided the parity route is the better way to go for them long term, and we'll see if they're proven right or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they more so just wanted their stars to stay where they were at, though.
Yeah,
so much team hopping.
Well, I think that in some ways they are trying to mimic the NFL model to a degree.
Yeah.
All right, here's 85-63 baseline jumping. Yeah, that was terrible. And good defense there by Denver. Brown all the way to the rim. Brown, the reverse layup, gets fouled, though. He'll go to the free throw line. Yeah, I think really it's just a question of what the NBA prefers. Right now, they prefer parity. But we've also seen teams that are all-time great teams draw huge numbers because people tune in to see greatness. So it's a gamble either way by the NBA. But clearly, they prefer for no team to miss the playoffs for decades at a time. And they don't want to see any one team sitting at the top either. And that's what the new CBA does.
Yeah. Well, as long as you manage your situation right.
Yeah.
And you're not the Kings.
You're not the Kings. Underground Spotlight said dynasties equals stronger fan bases. Parity equals more fans and seats.
Aren't those two synonymous? Like, don't you get both?
Right. I mean, stronger fan base. What? Because you have more of a team that you like fall in love with because the team is winning year after year after year. Whereas parity means more fans and seats because there's more close games to attend. I guess.
I mean, they sell out their arenas regardless, though, right?
Depending on the team.
Yeah.
Depending on the team.
Two-thirds of the teams do.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's teams that don't.
Well,
there's teams that struggle to give away tickets still. I mean, just look at the ticket prices.
Look at the rotation
another turnover.
God.
That was an insane defensive rotation from Wallace, and Caruso lays it up and in. My God. I mean, look, I think back, what was it, 15 years ago or something, that when the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl, and they just kept giving the ball right back because their defense was so good. They risked nothing on the offensive end, even if they just went 4 and out every single time.
Yep.
Because they couldn't be scored on. The Thunder, like, they don't even have to worry about running off. Just give the ball back to Denver and then turn them over. And that's going to be your best offense.
That's absolutely been their best offense today.
Yep.
Do you have the points off transition or in transition or off?
Yeah, I can grab that.
Because they've got to have like 30 points just cleanly off that.
Yeah, BC says the Thunder have cheap tickets and have been good for a while. Yeah, they've had, again, you compare ticket prices for like an OKC game. Yeah. Oh my God, you can get into those games. They say
that it was cheap. $185 or something to get in the door for this game?
For this one? Crazy. And it's like $800 to get in the door for Knicks?
Right. That's crazy,
man. Let's see here. We've got the points off turnovers 20-2 in favor of the Thunder.
On the screen now. Yeah, 20-2. I thought they had more than that. They literally showed it as soon as I asked you to find it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the 16-4 turnovers. Crazy.
Davo said it's hard to talk about parity when it feels like 90% of the contending teams are in the West. Well, yes, like conference to conference, there's not a lot of parity, but there was a time there where we had 4 years straight of Cavs Warriors finals, and everyone knew going into the season what the finals was going to be.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore, obviously. And I think that's what the NBA wants. And there's another transition dunk for Caruso. Donnie, this is
okay. Well, what's the points in transition number then? And yes, this is over because now it's back up to 25-ish. They're gonna win this.
Strawther misses. Strawther again. Nope. Oh, Wallace throws the lob to Chet, but he threw it like Chet is 15 feet tall.
That's funny.
Chet just looked at him. What do you expect me to do with that?
Damn, they got Darius Burke calling them top heavy. That's how you know you lost.
Yeah. Why hasn't MVP been announced yet? Jasmine wants to know. NBA is waiting to see who decides this or who wins the series to decide. No, I mean, it's not a playoff. It's not a postseason award, though.
No, they're waiting.
The voting's already in.
They're waiting. And my argument is that what if OKC lost it, and obviously I think Shea's going to win it. What is, like I said earlier, oh, he's just going to go home like, oh, we lost, but thanks.
Yeah. It's a little consolation prize.
All right. No, I think Shea's getting it regardless. So.
I think he is too. 91-69. 112 to play in the third. And a corner three for Wiggins. 94-69. And everybody knows where this is going now. Westbrook turns it over, and here comes the Thunder. Another bucket. No. But Westbrook hammers Chet Holmgren on the putback attempt. And Westbrook thought it was clean.
Where was that energy at in the first quarter?
Right? Let's see. Was it clean? I thought he fouled it. No, he's got the left arm in the back.
His arm on him.
What's he talking about? The left arm is pushing him in the back. That's an easy call, Russ. Right there.
That's a nice looking block, though.
It was clean up top.
Yeah.
Had the left arm not pushed him in the back, then it's a clean block.
Yeah.
What does Russell Westbrook do next year?
I have no idea. You know, he needs to go to him in Denver would be okay. Not Denver. I mean,
I was gonna say he's in Denver.
Mavericks, Dallas.
Oh, going to Dallas?
I think
they need a guard, but if you're Dallas, like if I'm the Mavs, I just want a game manager at the guard while Kyrie is out.
A couple guys.
Sure.
Russ I think can be a all right off the bench guy for them. And you would also want like a game managed type too.
Russ does have a $3.5 million player option to pick up for next year, potentially. We'll see what he decides.
Yeah, I think he'll probably decline then, see what's out there.
I just don't know how many teams want to get in the Russell Westbrook business.
The thing is,
and he's been good overall in the playoffs.
I mean, he's been bad in this series, but overall, yeah. The thing is that I think, okay, nice.
Jokic 3.
In a role where he's going to have the ball and be allowed to make mistakes, I think he can still be somebody that can get you 7-8 assists a night, similarly to Harden. Except the thing is that you have to be willing to live with the mistakes.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams aren't willing to live with those because they are so loud, right? So.
Yeah, they definitely are. And we got a timeout. Now Denver is down to one timeout remaining in the game. But
I think Dallas should try to target like a Tyus Jones type.
Tyus Jones for Dallas. That would be a good one. You want somebody, but ideally, if you're Dallas, you want somebody that can be your point guard while Kyrie is out, but also that you could potentially play with Kyrie feasibly. Yeah. So, like, I think Drew Holiday would be the perfect fit for Dallas.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's, putting together the money to get him might be a little bit challenging. But
I just don't know that they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, that's the problem. But that type of player is, I think, what you'd be looking for.
I think he'd be great because he'd be able to be your off-ball guard as well, even when Kyrie comes back. Like, you can play those guys together. I'm just curious.
Dennis Schroeder is another option.
Yeah, Schroeder's another guy we talked about in the video. I'm curious about like potential regression for Kyrie. I wonder if he's going to be Kyrie and how long it'll take for him to ramp up anyway. So I wonder like if they have to make certain moves with that in mind, or if they're thinking he'll come back and be himself with that in mind on the opposite end of it. Like they have decisions to make.
Yeah, sometimes with these ACL injuries, guys come back and they're not really back, right? They're not fully themselves, and it won't be until the next season that he's truly back.
So, I wonder how soon he comes back in relation to the deadline, and maybe gives them a idea of what he'll play at. Like, how much of Kyrie will he be?
Right.
I think that matters.
All right, here's Chet getting the ball off the inbound, and Chet gets fouled right at the buzzer at the end of the quarter. Free throws coming. Boy, that could not have gone any worse for Denver.
It's the story of the night for them.
Yep.
I don't want to watch the game anymore.
They're giving Chet free throws. Look at this. 0.9. Oh my God. MPJ fouled him with 0.3 on the clock.
I told you MPJ just wants to go home.
What a dump. Like, and it's not even like a questionable foul. Like, he clearly just hits him right across the arms.
Yeah, I think the depth is just too much for the Nuggets, and OKC is finally showing the OKC we know and love from the regular season in this game.
That's one of the dumbest fouls I've seen committed.
Yeah.
0.4 on the clock. Chet Holmgren, 2 free throws, 96-72. And the Denver Nuggets are now sitting at, 17 turnovers in the game. 17. Do I think the Nuggets could trade for Kevin Durant? Maybe a trade centered around MPJ. Sure, if I'm the Nuggets, I would do that. If the Suns were interested. If I'm the Suns, I don't know how interested I would be. But if I'm the Nuggets, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I think they need to find a way to get much better. And that would be something that's pretty interesting for them. I just think they need more reliable playmaking out there.
Yeah.
Because when they're going to some of these other guys, they aren't getting anything.
They're not. They don't have the depth, and part of it is MPJ's money. But I think really if I'm the Nuggets, if there was some way I could turn Porter Jr. into Kevin Durant, I would absolutely do that. I don't think that's a possibility. I think in lieu of that, the Nuggets need to turn Michael Porter Jr. into like 2 players, maybe 3.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Around
the deadline, that would probably be the next best bet for them to just get more depth and break that salary up.
Yeah,
but if you could get like a KD or something, then man, that's kind of hard not to pull the trigger on. Should they have pulled the trigger on LaVine? You think it would have mattered?
I mean, seeing the injured version of Porter Jr. right now, it's kind of to jump to that. But I understand why they didn't. And like Zach LaVine would matter a lot more in this series right now than Porter Jr. does. I think that's pretty easy to see.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also hurt, so
yeah,
I don't want to pile on him too much, but yeah.
Personally, I don't think LaVine would have made a huge difference in this series, but where it may have made a difference is maybe they win a couple extra games and end up on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, he could have. Well, sure, that certainly could be part of it, but I think we look at what could LaVine have done in this series. Just he could give you a lot more offensive punch than what Porter Jr. is giving you right now.
I mean, maybe the reason I said I don't know is because they're swarming defense. I'd have to imagine he's going to have the Jamal Murray thing going on where it's like.
I would just bank on LaVine not shooting 28% from 3 for the series.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That's all I would go to, and maybe he would. Maybe the defense would be so good, but I have a hard time imagining. Just he has so much lift on his jumper. He can get his shot off, so I just think he would be able to knock down it. I'm not saying he put up career numbers or anything, but he'd be more of a weapon right now. The chat saying that Russell Westbrook would have to leave the Nuggets for Kevin Durant to want to go there.
There may be something to that.
All right, so assuming that OKC does not blow a 25-point lead heading into the 4th, the NBA Finals will be either OKC or Minnesota against New York or Indiana. What do you think the finals will be?
I'm gonna say OKC comes out. I think the East is just such a toss-up. You know what? Since you're going against the Pacers, I'll go Pacers.
You're gonna go Pacers?
I'll go Pacers just to.
So you're going Pacers, right. OKC.
Yeah, Pacers, OKC. I think is it.
Okay. Boy, the NBA looking at this going, small markets everywhere. The NBA is praying the Knicks somehow get to the finals.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but they let this happen in the first place. They should have kept LA in at all costs, baby. Both LA teams.
Man, I think they even kind of tried to. Like the Wolves tried to keep our Lakers in it, and the Lakers were like, "No, we don't want to get on that plane to Minnesota."
They really did do that.
We will not win this game. You can't make us.
That's terrible.
The Wolves were like, "We can't miss any more shots."
It's kind of like MPJ today.
Yeah. Oh man, MPJ. I'll tell you what. MPJ has a flight booked tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know he does. He's got a flight booked, and that flight is not to Minnesota. That he's got a flight booked to Cabo, to Cancun. Maybe he's going to Fiji. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been my target all video, so I got to keep running with the pick. But also Murray's been pretty bad, to be fair. Like I think they just haven't got enough from their guys.
And looks like we've got a challenge here. Yeah, I mean, this should be the fastest challenge we've ever seen. Russell Westbrook just dropped the ball at about like this should seriously be a 20-second quick go look at the screen and then turn around and give the ball back to the Thunder. Like
that's all nice.
Have to look at that multiple times. Yeah.
Oftentimes we think that and it never is.
Yeah.
The refs find a way, man. They're gonna find a way to sit there and
spend 5 minutes
coffee break in for 5
looking
minutes.
at it.
Watching OKC use Chet and Hartenstein, Knicks use Cat and Robinson, Rockets use Adams and Sengun just makes me wonder who's Lakers going to have as their two big lineup. Do you think the Lakers need to go get double bigs going?
I do.
Can they do that with LeBron?
I think the key is that one of those two bigs has to be versatile enough to defend on the perimeter. And I thought Sengun was quicker than he gets credit for, and that's how the Rockets got away with it. But I think that's when you look at the Thunder and you look at Hartenstein and Holmgren are both at least nimble enough. They're not the plodding, Valanciunas or something like that that's out there on the perimeter. So I do think you have to have that option. I think we're starting to see teams employ that, especially as offensive rebounding has become more in style, as teams are recognizing how important that is. So I do think the Lakers need to get that. I don't think they have the personnel for that right now on the team. But finding a 4-5 who can defend on the perimeter a little bit would be really nice.
Anybody in particular you want right now?
Evan Mobley. The Cavs are never going to give him up, though. Bam Adebayo.
Anybody realistic?
Anybody realistic?
You might as well have just said Giannis.
Right? Yeah. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Problem is those guys tend to be pretty valuable.
Yeah. Maybe like a Bobby Portis type.
Sure, Bobby Portis would be an interesting one. Wendell Carter can do it a little bit.
What's the other big that they have over there? Not Carter.
Goga.
Yeah, Goga would be nice, but they have another one.
You thinking of Mo Wagner, our old friend?
No. Another younger big.
Oh, Jonathan Isaac?
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Isaac. Jonathan Isaac. Yep.
Yeah. I would be pretty in on an Isaac trade if possible.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're trading him.
Isaac, especially, he's got such a long injury history.
Yeah.
It gets
That's true. That's always a question mark. You have any plans for the rest of your day?
No, nothing significant. I may record a podcast tonight. Other than that, nope. Just gonna be doing some chilling with the family a little bit.
Yeah, likewise. We're just gonna be hanging out. Been really busy this weekend, so hanging out.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is now what's going on X. This comment, Alex Caruso must be playing a different sport out there because what he's doing to Nikola Jokic is not allowed in basketball. Is that he's being too physical with Jokic?
That's funny.
I mean, we know the Thunder are overly physical and they bank on the refs not being willing to call every foul that they commit. And there's a turnover for OKC. But I think Caruso's been physical with Jokic.
Well, no, the way I read that was that I think he's just saying that you're not allowed to touch Jokic. Like he's favored type.
Oh, because Caruso's like it's the other way. Like Caruso's not allowed to be physical with him.
No. Like typically you're not allowed to defend Jokic. The refs defend him. All that stuff.
Oh,
that's the way I'm reading that. Oh, nice shot.
SGA, the and one.
I'd need to know that guy's background, though, if he's a Jokic fan or not.
Yeah, right. That certainly matters. MVP chance for SGA. And it's now 100-72. The celebration is on in Oklahoma City. If you're starting a team, would you rather have Halliburton or Devin Booker?
Halliburton.
I think I'd pick Halliburton. And I like Devin Booker, but
he's good. Hallie's younger though, so I'm taking that.
I don't think the Suns though should be so dead set on Booker is our guy and we're building around him forever and we're never trading him.
Oh no, for sure.
I don't think that should, and that is the way the Suns have been moving forward, and I don't think they should be. I think they should consider trade. I'm not saying they should give him away, but I think they should take a look at it. By the way, the lead is 30 now.
Yeah, I've mostly checked out of this game. I'm just talking to you now.
We're just talking hoops.
It's already over. Like it's been over since the halftime. We talked about that as a possibility. Which team's going to come out and are they going to establish something for Denver or and it went the other way. So
Carlos said this game turned around when the refs started letting OKC be physical and calling everything on Denver.
The refs? I mean,
OKC was physical from the jump. I think OKC has been the more aggressive team in general. Have they gotten away with some things? Yes, but I don't look at this like they're down 30. I don't look at this and say this is just because of the refs.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to it here than officiating.
Yeah, I thought they were physical from the jump. It's a good layup. Not that it matters.
Not that it matters.
It's a good, rim attacking layup, but don't matter.
.104.74 with 9:45 to play. Jokic stolen. Caruso takes it away, drops it off. SGA throws it down. I think we're at a point now where the Thunder can pull their guys.
I was just about to say, you just pull your guys.
Pull your guys.
Just pull your guys. It's over.
If Gordon didn't get injured, I believe this game would be much closer. It certainly could be closer because you could see Gordon didn't have the explosiveness that you normally would have.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, that's what the playoffs are about, right?
Right.
It is what it is. You can do that for everything.
Somebody asked, Trevor, are you going to Summer League this year? Yeah, planning on it for sure. I don't know exactly which dates. I usually try to go early in the Summer League experience, but I try to catch at least a couple of Lakers games while I'm there. But yeah, planning on going out for Summer League. Starts July 10th. And Bronny will be playing. I hope Dalton Connect plays.
I mean,
I don't know if he'll still be a Laker, but I hope he plays.
Well, even if he's not a Laker, he needs to be out there playing.
Sure.
So what he can do. He might be, he might not be. I don't know. But if you're Dalton, I think you want to go out there and show that you can play.
Yeah.
Show that the Lakers made a mistake, not giving you more opportunity, etc. I think that should be his entire goal.
I mean, really, he just needs to continue to work on the defense.
Yeah. Is he a guy that just will never really get the defensive side down that well? Because that could be the thing too.
Yeah, you're just hoping he can become average at some point.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all you're looking for.
I mean,
I think he could have a season, multiple seasons where he's a 25 point per game scorer, but he's got to get his defense to be average, at least average.
I mean, where are these seasons occurring? Because they're not occurring on the Lakers, most likely.
Yeah, we're probably talking 3-4 years from now.
Well, yeah, but like on Charlotte or something.
Yeah, it could be on. Yeah, I'm not saying on the Lakers, but I'm saying he's got the potential.
He's got the ability to do
the ability to be like a 25 point per game scorer. Maybe it's a little bit high there. Maybe like 23 or something.
I was going to say maybe 22 sounds more like it.
Somewhere there. He could be above 20 points per game average for a season. I could very easily see connecting with. I mean, hell, as a starter this year as a Laker, this year as a rookie, he averaged 17 a game as a starter. Like, so it's not a huge jump for him to average 20 plus, but the question is, can he stay on the floor with his defense? And so that's the whole summer needs to be about defense, and can he get anywhere close to just being average defensively? And that's, I think a lot of his career is going to hinge on that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most important thing for him because he's already so developed on the offensive side.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked how, there was some situations where we were a little shorthanded with guys and they put the ball in his hands a little bit more. Not so much to create for others, but he can get his own shot.
Yeah.
Like you can give him the ball, run a little pick, and he'll just pull up off that. He can get to his spots. Like he's a good enough scorer to do some of that stuff. You just don't really need that skill set from him much when you've got the full complement of your roster.
Both participants in the Cat Towns Randall trade are in the conference finals. That would be one interesting subplot if we wound up with Wolves Knicks in the finals.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That would be really funny. I think at that point, the winner of the finals would officially win the trade, and that would be it.
Can't you just say both teams won the trade already? Like it's a win-win already.
Sure, you could, but this is America. We don't have ties. We don't have ties. Somebody's got to win. So whoever won the whole thing would win the trade.
You're right, though. That would be the ultimate deciding factor. Similar to how tonight decided the MVP.
There you go. This is it. SGA is the MVP.
I mean, he was the MVP already.
Yeah, he was going to get it anyway.
They did pull their guys. OKC surprisingly didn't, though.
I mean, what does OKC have out there? It's their bench mob. It's Caruso. Well, no, SGA's
no, they got all
there.
their guys.
Their guys are out there.
Denver pulled their guys.
Denver has waved the white flag.
Yeah.
Denver right now is asking for a running clock.
Right. Like, just let it go. No more stoppages.
Let it run. No stoppages.
OKC's just trying to run the score.
Even run it while you're shooting free throws. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a running clock. 9 minutes straight. Yeah. Why is SGA...
All of them
the next stoppage, you have to pull these guys.
I'm surprised they didn't come out at that stop just a second ago.
They're up 34 right now.
Richard was just saying that. Like,
there we go. Now the bench.
Maybe
look at that. The line change is coming. All the guys up off the bench in OKC. Okay. Now you just need a stoppage.
Yeah, get him out of there. You don't want to risk any injury, possibility.
Man, if I'm a Thunder, if I'm one of the Thunder's guys, I'm just committing a foul. Yeah. On that last possession, just foul just to get out of the game.
These guys just want to play, though.
8:20 to play. The Thunder up by 57 here. Now, they're actually up 34, but 37? Yep, 37. The Thunder up 37 points in the fourth quarter.
Crazy.
This is a beating. Well, we said it was either going to wind up, Denver was going to either keep it close, and then we were going to have a fun finish in the final 5 minutes, or the Thunder were just going to blow them out of the water, and it ended up being the latter.
Yep.
I didn't expect it to be like this, though. Oh! The bounce. 114 to 76, and then the Thunder commit the foul to get the stoppage and sub everybody out. 114 to 76. My God.
Yeah, it was
nearly a 40-point lead.
That tweet.
Oh, man.
You see that?
Russell Westbrook helping the Thunder to the conference finals.
He's a plus-minus of minus 84 for this series.
Good Yikes. Lord. That's awful.
That's an insane number.
Referees.
I mean, this game is kind of rough. But
yeah. Referees. No more whistles. Let the clock run.
Minus 84 is nasty work. That's the nastiest of nasty work.
Whew. That's rough. And, you know, and he hasn't been awful in the playoffs this year. Like, I want to give him credit.
Had a bad series.
He's had a rough series. But the Thunder are a team that makes you make mistakes. And Russell Westbrook, when he makes mistakes, they are loud and very damaging mistakes. So you could see where that would be a problem for him in this series.
Yeah, it's a tough series for him.
Donnie, I think this is the first time we've done this on the Basketball Bulletin.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Definitely fun as well.
Yeah.
Shame that we had a clunker of a game.
I mean, it was good until like 3 minutes to play in the first half. Up until that point, it was a pretty good, close back and forth game. And then since then, it was all thunder.
Yeah, it just went terrible the other way to where it wasn't no tension or anything like that. But definitely fun. We want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today for sure. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Bulletin.
Yep, over on the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We've been, this is still a relatively new thing. We really actually got it going like back in September.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're just beyond thrilled with the way things have gone at the Basketball Bulletin and the growth that we're seeing there and the amount of people that are, complimenting us on what's going on there and everything. Been very cool. Been very fun doing this.
Yeah, absolutely a fun ride for sure. And we're going to keep it going. We're on the road to 50K now.
That's right. That's right. We've got over 25,000 subs now, and on the way to 50.
Yeah.
And obviously, we do a lot of trade breakdowns and all that kind of stuff, which is always fun. Especially, I think we're going to get a really busy summer from the trade front. I think middle of this week, Giannis is asking out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, breaking news. Middle of the week. When is the draft?
What's the date on it? I haven't looked. Isaiah Joe just knocked down a 3, by the way. Not that it matters, but NBA draft date was the 25th.
June 25th. Okay, so another month to go. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Said you guys have been amazing, great chemistry together. Keep it rolling. Thank you.
Yeah, very much. And Jay as well. Thank you.
Would y'all do a video on Denver on this channel? Yeah, and we've done a few videos on the Nuggets in the past, but we'll do something about where they go from here.
Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of decisions to make. Like we talked about earlier, that MPJ contract, they have to figure out something with that.
Yeah.
They've also got to find a way to bolster their bench a little bit more. They also need a backup center. They don't have that. So there's a few things to talk about them.
DeAndre Jordan doesn't count? What?
He works in the regular season somehow, but he doesn't work in the postseason, I guess. But no, they need that in general. I wonder with them if they should try to go for like a different look.
Yeah.
Or if they can get a center that's like a baby Jokic type that they can try to run things through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can keep their system be mostly the same, no matter whether he's out there or not.
Sheldon asks, and I think you're right. I think that would be interesting if you could find what would be a baby Jokic. I mean, Sabonis.
He's a baby Jokic. You need like a baby Jokic.
Baby,
you're not gonna. You gotta like a
very poor man Jokic.
Yeah.
What, like Valanciunas or something?
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of.
Maybe somebody younger. There's one kid in the draft that is like that.
Who is it?
I forget that. I don't know his name.
I'm really starting to get into all the draft prep stuff and everything like that.
I'm sure somebody in the chat knows.
He's
like a baby Jokic type.
I'm taking a little trip week after next, and while I'm on the plane, I'm going to be watching draft stuff. This game has really sucked the wind out of things, Sheldon says. Going back to an earlier question, does Denver still consider keeping Coach Adelman, despite the result of this game?
I still think they do.
I think they do.
But it's funny in hindsight. No, it looks bad.
Yeah.
They're getting 40-pieced.
Yeah, that's not it. But
doesn't look good.
Would you, before the playoffs started, would you have predicted that the Nuggets would take OKC to Game 7?
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
No. David Kelly, is that his name? Yeah, maybe.
Corner 3. Oh my God.
They're literally getting 40-pieced.
The third string for OKC. 124-82 is the score with 4 minutes to play.
This has got to be like the worst Game 7 beating ever.
It's got to be.
got to be right up there.
It's got to be up there. By the way, I threw it out there on X. I asked what the finals will be. OKC versus New York is winning with 41.6% of the vote. Second is Minnesota, New York with 27.5% of the vote.
Nobody picking Pacers.
Nobody picking Indy. Well, I mean, 20.5% say OKC, Indy, but the top two picks are OKC, New York, and Minnesota, New York. That's not a lot of faith in Indy.
Yeah. I think it's just like I said in our video previously, they're just not a team that you think of, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. They don't have that appeal, but I think they're really good.
I will say this. If OKC plays the way they played this game, with the lockdown defense, it doesn't matter which team play. They will beat Minnesota if they play with the defensive intensity that they did in this game. If they play the way they did today, they're beating everybody.
If they could do this 8 more times, they're winning the chip.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it comes down to. I think the Wolves can give them a run. And OKC does not play like this every single game.
No,
but
that's why I said 8 times. They 8 times.
I think the Wolves can give them a real run. And I think that either New York or Indy can put up a fight. But I think the Wolves are the best chance for OKC to get knocked out.
You don't think the East teams can do it?
I don't think the East teams can do it.
That's possible. I look at that series against Minnesota, and I think it's going to be a pretty tough one for the Wolves.
There's size and physicality for the Wolves, though, that I think can do well.
I mean, the size and physicality, yes. I do wonder about Randall, the way that they've been able to guard Jokic. Can they employ a similar strategy versus him? Ant being mostly that team's perimeter creator, he's going to have a hell of a workload with all the defense they're going to throw at him. They're going to have a never-ending, rotation of guys. Like, I think that's pretty interesting too.
Harrison said Caruso becoming a Jokic stopper is one final knife to the heart of Lakers fans. Oh, no. He's not wrong, though.
No, he's not. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Who do you have on the Lakers now that you feel comfortable putting on him?
On Jokic?
Like LeBron?
LeBron is the best option on Jokic.
LeBron did really good in that Olympic game.
He did.
On Jokic, because Jokic was getting off, and they put LeBron on him, then he kind of just stopped. I don't know if there's another option on the team you could put on him.
No, I mean,
try
Rui,
like DFS maybe.
Like Rui, you can do, but then you've got to have somebody off ball coming over as help.
You need help. You need that with like all these guys, don't you?
Well, that's why that's why you need to get somebody that's not LeBron that can also defend. You have to go get. I think the Lakers need multiple centers this summer. I don't think they can get just one. I think they need 2. I don't know if they'll get 2.
Can one of those be Jackson Hayes?
No.
Can one of those 2 be Koloko or Jemison?
No.
Dang.
Yeah. Rob's got work to do.
Can one be Kleber?
I gotta give Rob a call soon. I need to give him a call.
Maybe they could employ Kleber.
We saw that's a terrible sign to be right when Maxi Kleber is making his Lakers debut in Game 5 and you're down 3-1. That tells you the state of the Lakers bigs.
Well, what it tells you is JJ didn't trust anybody.
No.
He didn't trust, and that was extremely clear when he ended the game the way he did the game prior.
He literally picked a guy off the street, off of their other, off of the guys on the team, over the guys on the team.
That's too funny. And ironically, I didn't think Maxi looked all that bad. But
no, he in the 8 minutes or whatever that he played.
Yeah, they just need some size.
Yeah,
he got like 1 shot.
I don't know if he survives the summer with the Lakers because he's that expiring contract.
Yeah.
Any finals games planned to go live play-by-play? We'll figure it out on a case-by-case. We may do, like, maybe we'll do Wolves Thunder or something and do some more of these if you guys want us to. I'll be traveling a bit week after next, but yeah, we can figure out a way to incorporate some of these. Especially it's easier when we don't have 3 or 4 Lakers games a night right now. Unfortunately, we don't.
Yeah. So did you already have your vacation plan, or did you do that the second after, like the other guys did? As soon as the game ended, they were like, "All right, well, call our booking agent."
So to be totally honest, I had it planned. I planned it
wow,
in like
Trevor.
I planned it in like December.
Wow.
Right? Back like before the trade deadline, like, they were not looking good. I'm like, okay, but I made sure it was something I could cancel if the Lakers made a deep run. And I'm like, I'm going to lock in pricing now and book it. And then if they make a deep run, I'll just cancel.
Wow, Trevor. That says a lot.
I know.
You didn't even like wait for LeBron's like February run or the trade deadline or any of that.
Like I said, I had an out on it. I had an out. All right, everybody. Woo. 125-93 final score. Thunder going to the West Finals. Only 4 remain. OKC, Minnesota in the West, New York, Indiana in the East. We'll find out who's going to the NBA Finals. Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you subscribe over on the Basketball Bulletin. You can find it on YouTube. We appreciate all of you guys. You guys are fantastic. This was a lot of fun, even if the game did turn into a blowout. But thank you again, everybody. And Donnie, this was a blast. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, sure thing, man. Anytime. We'll end it with this. DWS, you're right on the money.
No,
Trevor is a secret Clippers fan.
How many years have I said anyone but Boston or the Clippers?
That's just you keeping the appearance. We know who you are behind closed doors, Trevor.
Oh, no. All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining. Until next time, see ya and stay safe.